filing first-time unemployment benefits dropped last week to the lowest number since the pandemic began. This is ABC News. It had all the makings of yet another mass shooting. A man with a gun, angry, and headed for a bar in Kentucky until two guys stepped in.
On Saturday at about 3 in the morning on the patio of O'Shea's Irish Pub in Louisville, Josh Williamson glimpsed a man running toward the business with a rifle.
I was able to maneuver myself to where I was able to grab the gun, pin it against his chest, and then pretty much had him in a bear hug from behind.
A second man, Gage Mertz, ran out and disarmed the gunman. Police arrived in less than a minute. Investigators say 25-year-old Carmen Tussey has told them he had had an argument at that bar earlier in the evening and was returning with a loaded gun and a plan for vengeance. He didn't get off a shot. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Google now says it has built an artificial intelligence system that's better than humans at designing computer chips. In a paper in the journal Nature, Google researchers say a chip that would take human months to design can be done by the AI in 6 hours. Rena Roy, ABC News.
I'm CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger with a quick tip from H2O Wireless on stretching your budget and saving money every month. Start with your recurring monthly bills, and here's the easiest one, your cell phone bill. Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile charge premium rates for unlimited data, when in all actuality, you have no need for that much data. H2O Wireless, on the other hand...
I'm wondering, would blacks have immigrated here naturally? Not back then.
$70 a month without having to sacrifice coverage. And listen to this, unlimited talk, text, and 15 gigs of data for just $36 per month. Switching is as easy as swapping out your SIM card. You can keep your phone and your phone number. Here's how to get the best deal. This month, dial pound 250 and say keyword get H2O. You'll save an additional 50% off your first month. Dial pound 250 and say get H2O for this exclusive offer and start saving today.
KHOW News Time, 10:03.
Governor Polis will be announcing the first 5 scholarship winners in the Colorado Comeback Cash program.
The governor has an event set for 9 o'clock this morning. There will be a total of 25 scholarships given away worth $50,000 apiece. Kids aged 12 to 18 are eligible if they've gotten at least 1 dose of the COVID-19 vaccination. It's part of an overall program to help incentivize people to get the shots. Adults are eligible to win one of 5 drawings worth $1 million each. One of those has already been awarded.
Reporter Chad Hoffman. A nonprofit group's turning to its election playbook to get more Coloradoans vaccinated against COVID-19. Jake Williams with Healthier Colorado says his organization deploys some of the skills they use to convince people to vote to get them to schedule an appointment.
Instead of focusing in on the specificity of people's objections, it's been far more fruitful to focus on the reasons why you'd want to get vaccinated in the first place.
Williams says so far they've helped schedule 2,000 appointments. That's the latest. I'm Pat Woodard.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, the worst part of your drive right now is on I-270 through Commerce City in both directions. Very heavy traffic. I-70 also running heavy in both directions between Washington and Central Park. And we're getting word of a medical emergency I-25 northbound near Thornton Parkway, so be aware of that. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Mostly sunny skies today. A high temperature, very hot, around 97 this afternoon. And overnight low expected near 60. And in Denver right now, it's 79. With your Impact Traffic and weather, I'm Bill Jones, 630 KHOW.
Sometimes it feels like the course keeps changing right before your eyes. Dell Technologies advisors have the tech solutions you need to help your business stay ahead of the game. For advice on solutions like XPS 13 laptops powered by Intel Evo platform, call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL.
What a great time to put your home's equity to work. Owner of Ideal Home Loans, Brent Ivinson.
Homes have gone up everywhere, so you've got equity to put to work. When you couple that with record low interest rates, you have infinite amounts of options.
Pay off high interest debt with Ideal Home Loans. Do home improvements or just lower payments or shorten your term with idealhomeloans.com. First they listen, then they lend. 303-867-7000. That's 867-7000.
When you live in Colorado, it's not if, but when your roof is going to get hit with hail or damaging high winds. But don't worry, we have Golden Spike Roofing. Call for a free roof inspection and know this. If you have an insurance claim, there is no one better than Golden Spike Roofing to help you out. Call 303-942-1386 or find them online at goldenspikeroofing.com.
Golden Spike Roofing. When he's not talking about it, he's tweeting about it.
Do you Twitter?
Follow the Troubleshooter at Real Tom Martino. And stay connected with all of Denver's talk station on Twitter.
Just give me your Twitter and I'll follow you.
Find us right now at 630 KHOW. Weekdays 2 to 4. The Situation with Michael Brown.
Hey, be sure and tune in tomorrow. Ryan and I will probably have some fun. And we'll talk about all the crazy stuff going on inside the swamp.
This is the Troubleshooter Show.
Help, I need somebody.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. What's going on in your life? This hour brought to you by 303consumer.com. My magazine, you can download it at 303consumer.com. It's filled with deals, and it also has great consumer articles written by me and others, and it is easily downloaded, the digital copy, if you didn't get yours through the mail, 303consumer.com. Welcome to the show. I'm Tom Martino, and I am founder of Referralist.com. Now, here's what's going on. We use them as our experts. Explain what that means, Mark. Explain what that means. How do we use the referral list? Not only does it provide great people to go to if you need help, but how do we use them as our experts?
Man, we send them out to look at problems.
Exactly.
Ted's a perfect example.
Ted with K&H. Ted, give an example. Being on the referral list, you're also in the magazine, by the way. Okay, how were you used in the past as an expert?
Well, first of all, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Well, you've requested that we go out and take a look at jobs that are problem jobs.
Yeah.
Jobs that we haven't done
the
work on.
No, but I wanted an independent eye.
Right. You wanted somebody who will take a look at it.
And we normally don't tell you who's involved in it at all. We
Correct.
just have you look at the job.
Right. And we just give you an evaluation on it. We've done this in the past. We've had people that ask us to fix it, ask us if they can buy stuff from us. We back away from that.
Right, exactly. So you go out as an independent expert to look at stuff. And by the way, Ted, is Ted our first guest? No. Is he our first guest in the studio? Second? Who's
Jamie yesterday.
Oh, yes, Jamie Baumgarten from RealCBDThatWorks.com. Ted is our second guest in the studio since the pandemic. Speaking of the pandemic, and by the way, people, our number is 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Of course, we want your calls on any problems, questions, or complaints. That's what we do here, okay? If you're just tuning in, we solve problems. That's what we do. We really do. We'll give you some examples. But, Ted, the pandemic, the jobs, here's what I don't understand, okay? Here's what I don't understand. There are millions and millions and millions of people on unemployment. And before we went on the air, you say it's hard to find people to work. Now, I don't understand. I have had every company tell me they can't find people to work.
Right.
With great wages and benefits. They can't find people to work, yet there is an unprecedented number of people on unemployment. That doesn't make sense to me. Maybe during the pandemic. I don't know. So why is it so difficult to find people?
Boy, if I had the answer to that question,
why?
I'd be finding people.
I don't understand. Unemployment is usually given to people when we are in a recession or have a problem,
right,
and we can't find work. I'll venture to say that right now there are people listening to me who own companies, and every single one of them needs employees.
Right. In our industry, the industry I'm in, there aren't a lot of young people coming up, so by and large, the average age is going up.
So that's one reason. Maybe some people are retiring, natural attrition.
Right.
When you say young people coming up, for what position? Installers?
Yeah, installers. We do exterior remodeling, so it's installers for that type of thing, and it's not really taught in the schools.
I'm gonna
If that's still going on,
I don't know.
Then that may contribute to why people are still out of work.
I don't know what the requirement. Let's figure that out. But here's what I'm asking. If you can't find people to work, you need installers, salespeople. What else do you need? Just office help?
Administrative people, customer service type representatives.
Okay, so here's the thing. If you can't find people, and I talk to Fix It 24/7, I've talked to Plumline, I've talked, Mark, who do you talk to? People all the time that need help.
Everybody on our referral list could hire people right now. Everybody.
So I don't understand. And yet there's an unprecedented number of people on unemployment. So I'm going to ask a question. And I'm serious when I ask this question. Did we as a government, I say we, whether you're personally responsible or not, we as a people, did we create a society, not a society, it's not yet converted completely to the society. Have we created people who just rather sit home and collect money and do nothing?
Yes.
Do you think so?
Yeah, there are people, we didn't, my company didn't personally experience this in a big way, but yeah, there were people that felt that at one point I guaranteed my employees a certain amount of their compensation, and they said I could make more money sitting home with the extra federal.
Okay, I declared a problem, and of course I'm not the only one. Everybody's been talking about it. Mike, let's talk to you and Deputy Smarty Pants. You have an update. Now, you originally called Mike, and can you explain what your original problem was, sir?
Me?
Yes, sir. What was your original problem when you called us?
My original problem was that I was getting kicked out of my house that I've been renting for 7.5 years.
You know, and here's the thing. I felt kind of bad for you. I really did. I mean, you were there for a long time, and you said, hey, now they're selling the house.
No, I think
I don't know what they're doing with it.
No, I think he said he thought the mayor was going to move in.
Well, whatever. They were getting rid of him. He's been there for so long. He runs his business out of there. He says he doesn't know what he's going to do. And as I said, Mike, there's nothing we can do about it. If your rental came to an end, if your lease came to an end, there's not much you can do. But I guess. Why did I put you on it, Deputy Smarty Pants? What was the directive, really? We weren't sure what we could do about it. What we wanted to know from the landlord, I think, is his motivation. What was the landlord's motivation? And maybe Mike could work out a deal to stay there. So what did you do, Marty?
Well, I never got a hold of the landlord. He's very difficult to reach. But in interviewing Mike, he doesn't want to stay there either. He just wants more time because he wants his goal is to purchase a house. So what I talked to Mike about is if I can negotiate you staying there a little bit longer just until you can buy a house, would that be okay with you? And he said that would be great. So that was my goal, is one, to introduce him to Frank Duran, who he has spoken with, to locate a new home. But the hard part is to extend that the lease, or to allow him to stay. So I asked Mike, I said, if I could talk to the landlord to get you to stay to the end of July, would that be okay? Because I felt asking for longer would not work.
And
so
by the way, I'm happy you're thinking about buying. You never mentioned that in the first call, Mike.
Yeah, I had a lot going on.
So so you are looking to buy. That's great.
Yes, correct. Yeah, so that part of the equation is taken care of. Frank's been in contact, right? Hey, Mike, you and Frank been in contact with each other? Okay. And Frank has asked you to do certain things, and you're in the process of getting that together, right? Correct.
And when we say Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, you will find no one better to help you find a place. He has a buying team that can help you, and also helps people sell places. So where are you looking to buy?
Anywhere in the Douglas County area. That's where I run my business out of, and I'd like to stay local.
Okay.
So anywhere in the Douglas County area, really, or Palmer Lake or Monument. That's my main 3 areas.
Are you still trying to get a hold of the landlord to negotiate a longer stay for him?
The landlord's impossible. However, Alana, who is the landlord's assistant, that's who gives him the messages. She's accessible. And the last I spoke with Mike was I told him that Alana did call me, and she was going to pass the message on to the landlord to see if he could stay to the end of July. And 10 minutes ago, I got a call from Alana. Mike, your wish is granted.
Good. Excellent.
Hey.
Okay, so...
Sounds good. Alana, you and Alana have to get together, talk to Alana, and all I can tell you, she said you can stay to the end of July, and she had to go. She had to take some more calls.
All right. And Marty, that's really good work. Thank you very, very much. And Marty, do you have any other follow-ups?
Yeah, Monty versus the auto repair, Edison Auto Repair.
Yeah, I want to take that coming up. I just wanted to know if you have any more, so let's do that. I'm Tom Martino. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
Why are these problems not coming up? Monty, Addison.
Here to keep your car on the road with the right parts, advice from our parts professionals and our...
Now listen, I hear, Doc, do you know that this does nothing for anyone?
Oh, it's so good.
It's not yours. It's not yours. This is mine.
I'm sorry.
This is here.
Okay.
So when you turn that up, you turn that speaker.
Are you talking about like good wage and everything? Some guy
Now
asked
let me show you.
what's a good
You have
find a good wage.
over here your headset.
So like what would you guys start out? Okay, mind saying that?
The microphone, this does nothing unless there was a microphone plugged in here. When you go to that microphone, yes.
Yeah, okay, great.
SimplyFloorsInc.com. That's where you find wonderful floor coverings. SimplyFloorsInc.com. Now, as I've said before, you can buy floor coverings anywhere. It's not really any special floor coverings you're looking for. What you're looking for are better installers, better people, better prices, a better experience. And you get all of that at SimplyFloorsInc.com. That's where you make your appointment. SimplyFloorsInc.com. The same can be said about the art of granite. Everyone has granite. Everyone has countertops. I mean, most everyone. Here's the deal, though. At the art of granite, all of the materials are wholesale. Now, you can go to one of our people to buy it or whatever. It's wholesale. And then Mitch Floria at the Art of Granite will fabricate and install your new countertops, and he can supply the materials if you want, whatever you want, but he'll give you a price on the phone. TheArtOfGranite.com, 303-386-5919. And listen to this. In this unsure time of investment when it comes to the stock market, how about investing in something that's not the stock market? How about investing in life insurance companies who've been around for 125 years? That's right. You can invest, get a life insurance policy, overfund it, it grows tax-free in an account, the cash value tax-free, and you can use it tax-free through your life and in retirement. Find out more at becomethebanker.org. 90 seconds on this. Do you know what I did last night, Mark? I had to sit there. I'm going to tell you. I did spots. You're not going to believe how many spots I did last night.
Did you do the what's hiding?
Of course not. Because I'm going to tell you why. Do you know that our backup drive was completely obliterated and I had to do it all over, every one of them? So here's what I did. Now I took control of it. I took total control of our backup drive, and here it is, audio production right here, commercials here, vacation backup. I did those, see those spots? I swear to God, I did all of those. I had to pull from the shows and all that, and had to re-edit and do all those spots.
Can you do those solar runs tonight?
I'll do a bunch of them tonight. I still have...
I need a 60 and 30. What do you think would be your... Because they start Monday, and I got to get them over there by noon tomorrow.
Your very lowest position when you start something out. 15? Okay, 15, yeah. Okay.
Oh, come on. What the fudge is this, man? Hey, Rick, I'm looking for a good investment.
Yeah, they're interested. I give you a reach out to us or at least.
Well,
give us contact information so we can call. I'm actually looking for a customer service person right now.
But it might not be enough to offset taxes and inflation. Most annuity contracts require you to keep the money there for 5 to 10 years. If you're under age 59 or can't, these withdrawals are subject to a 10% IRS penalty. You can't therefore to a fee-based financial advisor. You see, an annuity is right for you, not someone who makes a living earning commissions. So, you want a fiduciary who puts your best interests.
I can't believe people in the government didn't know that was going to fucking happen. I mean, there's a senator from Hawaii who says there's no way people are staying home just to collect unemployment.
Yeah, right.
This is our government. This is our government people elected. They don't even have the pulse on what's going on. They have zero common sense.
Some of these people have never worked in the public sector.
A lot. Or they're just so, or this is the way they get to their constituents and lift up their constituents by saying stuff that, oh, you guys are just the best constituents ever. You're all just great.
Everybody wants free. Everybody wants free.
Not everybody.
I'm using my own inventory. I'm not.
So did you guys hear about this doctor?
I'm using it, Mark. So you tell me what you want to
claims that the vaccine makes you magnetic.
Saving on fees.
I mean,
what's that website? SavingOnFees.com.
For what he says. She
one time he told me.
No, we're good. I'm just using the shit out of it. I'm going to fill all this.
Somebody said there's heavy metals and stuff. A guy called into Dr. Radio, and I've never heard of heavy metals.
And of course, referrals. Well,
I do that through the show, right? But I will. I know what you're saying. I can't believe how I smell. And I've used deodorant, people. I can't help it. I wonder if it's this shirt. Sometimes, like, I've contended that if you don't wash your clothes in special detergent, hold it on odors.
No, it's just wash it. It's not special. It's special.
So you think it's a result of something you've been doing, or?
Are you sweating?
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Don't forget, SavingOnFees.com will get you the lowest credit card processing fees in the business. And no long-term contracts, and free equipment, and website integration. SavingOnFees.com. Welcome to the show. I'm Tom Martino. We have an expert in today. If you have any questions on anything to do with your house, this is Ted. I've known him for 30 years, or maybe longer, 30 years or longer, however long he's owned K&H.
How old do you think I am?
How long have you owned K&H Home Solutions?
30. We've owned it 26 years?
Yeah, but I've been here 40 years, and I thought in my very first home, you guys, maybe Henry was still there.
I think that was Henry.
Okay, the original owner.
Yeah,
so I knew K&H before. I knew K&H before him, and then he took it over. That's what it was. So anyway, K&H Home Solutions with us. Now, Smarty Marty has an update on Addison Automotive. And that problem seemed to be pretty simple. The guy took his car to Addison near Holly and Evans for anti-lock brakes. He said he was charged a diagnostic fee of $261. Then they said they wanted another hour of diagnostics. He said basically he doesn't understand it. They were on a test drive. They broke down. And then they charged him a towing fee. So he walks out of there owing 3 hours of diagnostics plus a towing fee and got nothing. They didn't fix it. They didn't do anything. Is that correct? Do I have that correct? Marty, what happened at Addison? What did they say?
Yeah. They couldn't find what was wrong with the vehicle, so they kept asking for more time for diagnostics, of which Monty agreed as long as you can find what's wrong. End result is they couldn't find out what was wrong, and they did not charge him a penny.
That's good. That is really good. Man, you are racking it up. That is good.
Yeah, well, I spoke to the owner. I said, do you think it's fair that you would charge if you couldn't find anything wrong? And he says, you're right. And that's how it ended. So that he's going to pick up the car today. It's been there 13 days, and he'll have to find somewhere else to take it.
So
there's no charge.
Smarty Marty is racking it up. And what I mean by that is if you keep track of your dollar amounts, you're well over $100,000. Well over 100.
Mark thinks, yeah.
Oh yeah. Mark mentioned that. So anyway, thank you, Marty. So we got now that problem solved. Do you hear what we do? Call us 303-713-TALK 713-8255. Liz, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. Thanks for taking my call. I'm calling because I have a family member who recently had to replace her sewer line unexpectedly, and when it was replaced, the workers brought her to notice that the line had a very sharp, specific knife cut all the way through it.
What do you mean by a knife cut? You mean like I don't know what the sewer line is usually too thick to cut with a knife. What do they mean?
Well, so the weird thing is there was a 5G pole placed 1 block away around that same time, and there were wires placed in the ground near the 5G, and the workers who replaced the line just found it very suspicious that the sewer line didn't have the normal age and wear and tear problem with it. It had a precision cut along perpendicular with the curb, close to the street.
So this line was cut and leaking at the street near the 5G tower.
Yep, near the street. Yep.
Okay, and is that why she had it replaced?
I mean, she had it replaced because it was a problem. What
was the problem?
That the sewer line was not working well.
Well, but okay. See, I'd like to know why it was replaced. If it was leaking and leaching out of a hole, that would not cause a problem for the house. So I need to know how that knife cut plays into her replacing the sewer line, or if she even needed to replace the sewer line. I don't know. I mean, I'm just trying to get a picture of this. Who is the company?
Well, that's why I'm calling. So she has tried.
Who is the company that replaced the sewer line?
Oh, I could find that out and get back to you.
Okay. So, replace sewer line and found a cut near street next to 5G. What I need to know is, are they saying that when they installed 5G, they hit the sewer line?
Well, the reason I'm calling you today is she cannot find, through normal sources, who the company was that put the 5G tower up.
Well,
she would like to just talk to them.
Okay, I'm going to tell you a few things about 5G towers. They're small. They don't go deep into the ground. They're wired underground, but they're not wired deep underground. There's just a little box. I mean, it's all wireless. So I don't even know what they're talking about. I don't see how putting in a 5G tower could dig deep enough. Now, I have some people that put up towers, and I can ask them about the how far they dig for 5G and if it would hit a sewer line. Liz, it just doesn't sound likely to me, but you have another question which is more important or just as important, and that is who put up the tower. How do we tell when we see a 5G tower who owns it? I don't know, actually. That's another question we can find out. So if you hold on, I'm going to try to find my expert in towers and ask him if he knows. So hold on, and let's follow this up. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Now, Michael is a blind guy who kept calling us. I don't mean keep calling us like a pest. I mean, he keeps calling back with updates. He's blind, and he said the website for Doghouse Studios is not compatible with someone who's blind. He can't use the website to make appointments. So in order to book studio time, he has to call them. And they said, you're calling too much, and banned him. Yet the only way for him to make an appointment is to call them. Now, what was that? Before we get him on, Suze, did we ever contact Doghouse?
Yes, I don't know if you remember, Tom, but we updated last week. The owner or co-owner got back saying they would be reaching out to Michael directly for a resolution, but it's been 3 or 4 weeks, so I reached out again and got another email response.
Okay, hold on. We'll come back and update you on Doghouse Studios and how they treat those
with disability.
He's Denver's talk station with Tom Martino now.
There's more to that, too. No, God. They think he's a. How dare you say that? There's a super. They think he's a super pain in the ass.
You're anti-blind guy.
Yes.
Let's call the American with
Who wants to
Disabilities
turn
guy.
down business? It's like Jay Brett's, man. There's nobody better out there than spotting the problem child customer than Jay Brett's. Nobody. In advance. The biggest, one of the only complaints I get on Excel Roofing is this: they won't work with me. That is like the number one complaint with Excel.
We're getting more money. Like, I love you people personality inventory before you do this. There's some 83 people out there.
I think the big one where he learned his lesson, so they were doing new gutters on this guy's house and a new roof. And what do you do with old gutters?
You need Indeed. Sponsor a job, and you'll immediately get a list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. More at Indeed.com/credit.
Approval Reverse Mortgage is a lender, and they do reverse loans. Joan Sullivan and her team we've known for many, many years. If you need a reverse loan, if you're 62 or older, you have substantial equity, or you just want to pay off your house, you can do it with a reverse loan. You can even use a reverse loan if you're buying a house. You put the money down required, the rest of it just accrues against the house. It is a viable way to extract all of the equity from your home before you die without paying a dime of taxes. Yeah, even if it's appreciated more than the IRS exemption. That's approvalreverse.com, 303-771-3528.
So what do you do with old gutters? I mean, think about it. You throw them away.
Throw them out.
So this guy got so mad at him because he threw the old gutters out, because this guy was like 67 years old. Because when he was young, his dad and himself hung those gutters. So, you know, they were supposed to keep the gutters.
Oh, the gutters had sentimental value?
That's the exact thing. That guy called.
Gutters do.
It was the craziest fucking complaint I ever got.
You know, when you take them off, they're really not reusable for the most part. Unless you intentionally do it that way.
You know, it would cost so much more to buy new gutters if you wanted the company to make your old ones look normal.
You got equity to put to work. When you couple that with record low,
maybe you wanted to get the salvage value from them.
It wouldn't work with.
Oh, that would have been Ed. Jay would have given.
Remember, Jay wouldn't work with one of your neighbors.
Just lower payments or shorten your term.
Did you see that in Las Vegas? A guy was joyriding a Lamborghini, going 121 miles an hour, hit a moped.
Hit a moped? So dead, I assume.
Guy walked away. Really?
That'd be fucking crazy.
121 miles an hour in a 45 mile.
Well, that's fucking called murder, right, or manslaughter.
And the guy didn't have a driver's license.
Oh, was it a kid?
It was a joyriding.
I don't like that expression, joyride.
Why?
It's like fucking crime. It sounds like, oh, we're just having fun.
Yeah, but it's not. Usually, it's not for the, like, for stealing and selling the car. It's just a joyride.
He was 33. He was 33. The guy he hit was 58. 121 miles an hour. Wow. Can you imagine? Hit the back of the moped. And then it slowed. It was going 141. I hope that is murder. That is murder. And he was drinking or something too. Wasn't his car. God, man.
So say goodbye to leaks once and for all. Enjoy a pipe leak-free home and eliminate the risk of potential water damage. Call us today for your free in-home estimate. We'll even take 20% off our already low price and receive 0% interest when you call today. 720-573-0086. 720-573-0086. That's 720-573-0086.
0086.
You need to sell your home, but it needs repairs. Then call Ed Fraser Real Estate. Ed's going to arrange for the repairs, and you pay for those after you sell your home. Don't let repairs get in the way of selling your home in this market. Ed Fraser has a proprietary system for getting multiple offers at full value or more in only 3 days, or he sells it for free.
What's your problem?
That's just horrible. Going that fast, 45 and stuff.
but they needed to maximize their equity. So
Oh, that dude, he's going to be in big trouble,
man. He did that. He negotiated 3 months for 60 days after closing so they could find their new home. Ed Fraser is the only
there's a
agent
bunch of regions up here, so
only real estate
remember.
agent I trust with the sale of my own home.
What?
I want you to reach out to
Oh, fuck, Mr. Green Jeans, okay.
650-4951.
When is it?
Well, that's probably next time.
Oh, he just put that up.
Do me a favor and change it on the lot, because they have me vacation backup.
I can't until after the 15th.
Okay, well, they have me doing it for vacation backup for
Mr. Green Jeans? Okay, I'll do that with Susan, and I don't know how I'm going to do that.
It's easy, right?
No, it's not easy. It's not easy. There's nothing easy about it. There's nothing easy about it.
Here it says Fiber Crews ran a line straight through the, but that wouldn't be a,
I'm going to email her now.
like a knife cut. When they did, when Cybercrime go through there, it's a boring.
And you can even access 100% of your home's value, meaning a lot more money for you and your family. So don't wait to take advantage of $1,000 or more maybe in monthly savings, especially with rates still near all-time lows. Full American Financing today, you get the best deal for your home ownership needs. 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or apply online at AmericanFinancing.net. 630 KHAL,
an iHeart radio station.
Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. RealCBDThatWorks.com. Now listen, we have a new promotion there. If you put in a promo code, you can get 40% off pet products, and you have to put in a code. Let me see. I did do it. So it's, CBD is great for you, for anxiety, for pain, it's anti-anxiety, for pain, for inflammation, anti-inflammatory. But Panacea is also selling pet products, and they're great for pets, for traveling, for pain, for older pets. Put in capital P, Pet Love 40, no spaces, Pet Love 40, capital P, and you get 40% off all pet products. RealCBDThatWorks.com. Put in Pet Love 40, capital P. Pet Love 40 for 40% off all pet products. RealCBDThatWorks.com. That's for a limited time. So, Michael, you had a little beef with Doghouse Studios. You use recording studios for bands, and they said you were calling too much, and they banned you. We got a hold of them. They said they would reach out to you to schedule appointments because they said you called too much. But you said the reason you call is because their website is not set up for people who are blind. Suze, did they reach out to Michael directly or to you?
They reached out to me, Tom.
Okay. Michael, you never heard from them, right?
No, sir, I have not.
What did you hear, Suze?
So he got right back with me, and he said, because, it's like he says he hasn't heard from you, just checking in. And Kenny Vasco writes, "Hi, Suzanne, we're sending him a letter. Thanks for checking in." That's it.
Okay.
Not very communicable.
I'm wondering what the hell's going on there. But
I think it's somewhat obvious. This he's even admitted it. He's a pain in the ass.
No, he didn't admit that.
Yeah, I think he did admit that last time. That's not a bad thing. I'm a pain in the ass, too.
No, he said he complained about the drums once.
Please. Mr. Major, please.
What did you say, Michael? Mike, what did you say that gave Mark the impression you were confessing to me?
I wasn't making a joke about a cymbal, the poor equipment. I made a comment about that. Then all of a sudden he starts barking about me being a bad guy. I don't know. Some people, I guess, just don't get it. Or you can't get along with everybody. But this situation here, if I was in a fault, I wouldn't bother wasting everyone's time, and I would just, take it on the chin and move on. But I think
we may want to consider, and Mark, you may not think, Michael's a musician. He goes there, he makes a comment about cymbals. Who the hell cares? He pays his bills.
Right.
He just wants studio time. These guys...
Well, what do you think's going on? Why do you think they would say, no, we don't want to deal with him? Do you really think because he's blind?
No,
I don't know.
No, but I'm saying that they feel because he's blind, he takes too much of their time. And if that's the case...
I really do.
If that's the case, but if that's their perception.
Are they so busy, man, that, like, they don't need your business for real?
If their perception is he's a pain because he's blind, they have to give him special attention. If that is their position, they have a federal lawsuit coming up their butt. Because that, unfortunately, if you're blind and need more help, unfortunately for you, you need more help. Fortunately,
I just want equal access.
That's exactly right. And there are landlords, there are business owners, there are people all over the world, all over the country that have to give you equal access.
Well, then let's light them up.
If that's the case, they say they're sending him a letter. If they ignore this guy, we're going to get an attorney.
Well, they have every time. This started 3-4 weeks ago. They haven't done anything.
Right.
Americans with Disabilities Act. We're going to send a letter from an attorney, and we have to call the ADA Center. But I'm going to give them a few days to send the letter to you, Michael. We're going to check back with you.
Sure.
Suzanne has it marked.
Well, hold on. What would be in the letter that would have any relevance to anything? We don't want you here because...
No. Here could be the letter.
Okay.
Dear Michael, we're sorry you had problems making appointments online. We're altering our website. It'll take a few weeks.
Okay.
All right? I mean, or it could say,
sweet.
Michael, I'm sorry you're having problems. We can't take your phone calls.
The tone of the email Suzanne got does not sound like the letter's going to say that.
I didn't read a tone.
Well, just from what she read, what they said, we're going to send them a letter.
He's just been short, that's all. I think he might be scared.
Well, I don't know if he knows how to respond. But see, they may never have come up against this before. You know, many people, let me explain something. When people come up to a new issue and don't know how to deal with it, they sometimes don't know how to react because it's new to them. So he may never have had someone blind or in a wheelchair or someone with disabilities.
Or a radio show reaching out.
Or, who needs to use the studio and therefore doesn't know how to react. There are, for example, business owners, and they don't know how to react when they get somebody from BMI to come to their office and say, guess what? You're playing your radio during the day for your patrons. You owe us a monthly licensing fee. And all of a sudden people say, what? $200 a month. I'm playing my radio, I own it, or I'm playing my CDs or my whatever I have, my MP3s, I own them. No, you don't. No, you don't. You can listen to them, but you can't play them in your place of business. A guy on the beach with a hot dog stand has music blaring. They come to him and start charging him monthly. An attorney writes him a letter. They don't know how to react. Because that truly, ASCAP and BMI have been given authority by the government to collect for artists. If you play music for the public, you pay a monthly fee that is distributed to artists according to playtime. And there's some kind of formula that ASCAP and BMI uses to pay out dividends or royalties to artists. And that's how they get paid for public play.
So this is even if you're just playing the radio?
Yes. In your place of business. If they play music.
Well, that's first I've heard of that.
Yes. If they play music for their patrons, if they play CDs, if they play MP3s for their business, they have to pay monthly fees for ASCAP and BMI in order to play the music.
I can understand MP3s. But just playing the radio loud, that one got me.
If protected music comes over the radio.
Well, I don't think like a radio station would count, would you?
Yeah, if they play music and you're using it in your business, yes. If you're privately listening to it, you can privately listen to anything you want. But if you're on the beach in a hot dog stand and you're doing it because you want to create a vibe, you will be charged.
To attract attention to you.
Yeah, you will be charged. That's just the way it is. And so many businesses fight it because they don't understand it. And they say, this is BS. And they call me and say, hey, there's a scam, you know. I once did a TV story for Channel 4 where I dressed up like a cop and went in and arrested somebody who was playing music. You know, it was a funny way to demonstrate that you're breaking laws when you play music in public, that you have to pay for the rights. I'm Tom Martini.
Mark's going to substitute something for this marketplace.
Well, I just learned something. Well, don't tell anybody over the air that you played in your office.
No. You can play it in your office.
You can do it in the office.
You can play it in your office all you want.
In my office,
customers. If I played in my waiting area,
nope.
You're saying
Well, you're not going to pay many fees because they're going to ask you what your traffic is and they're going to estimate. You're not paying many fees at all.
as long as I'm not blurring it out on the street to draw people in.
Right.
How
about it doesn't even have to draw people in if they're sitting in your bar and you're playing
That's
it.
right. That's right.
So in my office, when I was playing radio for my patients,
I always
no,
do that
you
with
paid
like
TV. I guarantee that your office administrator paid fees to have Muzak. They pay fees.
Well, Muzak is different. We just had a radio.
Yeah, but you have to pay fees, and if you never would come. It's easy.
Yeah, if they caught us, we would have had to pay.
That's right. They don't usually penalize.
Hold on, guys.
Is looking for people who are as excited about the future as they are. If you are a mortgage loan officer, processor, or underwriter, talk to Westera. We're like a $1.8 billion startup, and you can help build it. Go to WesteraCU.com.
All right, this deal is unbelievable. Check it out. You get a new air conditioning unit. You get a new furnace. You get a whole house humidifier. You get 5 years, no interest. You're not going to get a better deal, and it starts at $8,500. It's the great guys at 888 Heating. They've been on the referral list well over 10 years. Great service, great prices, great guys. 888heating.com is the website, and 888 Heating is the phone number. 30.
130 point.
No, sorry, 30. 29.9999.
I saw it.
Tommy, Ted gave me an idea. Is there a way to create some sort of generic username for the call screener so our guests have access to see what calls are holding?
Yeah.
Can you do that? I mean, okay. I don't know if we have to create a.
No, we don't have to do a complete user because his help. You use help. What do you use to get on it?
I use Suzanne at Troubleshooter, not help.
You use help.
We could, and then I could just log the help email in, open the call screener. Do you want to add that, and then I'll, on the next, when you get a minute, and I'll...
So I'll share this with help, okay?
Yep, perfect. And then I'll get you set up so you can see the call screener, because you're not going to be the only one asking.
Sure. Now, so hold on. So Shannon, Scott Pearson.
Sure. Anything else?
Oh, that's Stephanie Scott. That's Ryan. Who's Ryan?
Oh, what?
Ryan.
Ryan, is that?
Oh, you know what?
Michael's
that's Michael Brown's producer. When he was doing the show, you had to add him.
So I should keep him, right?
If you want to, yeah. Just in case he has to do our show.
Then Marty and Mark and Ken. I just want to make sure everybody on here is us. And okay, so that's
all right.
everybody.
So add help, and I'm gonna Ted. I'll get you a water.
Thank you.
So the Fairness Act of 1998 excluded radio, TV, satellite, even though as long as you're not paying guests to go come and hear it. CDs and
what's that?
The Fairness of Music Licensing Act 1998 exempts restaurants and bars as long as they're not. It says right here.
I don't care what it says. I've covered it a million times.
But CDs and that are not with that exemption.
So what is the exemption for?
TV, radio, cable, satellite services.
Pardon
and you
me,
do not
Ted.
charge the guests.
On the top of the hour, I'll come back in and log that in.
They made arguments.
That's a great idea, actually.
If you're playing TV, the customers are coming there and they're buying drinks, and I swear to God, you can ask it. Well,
1998 is exempt.
Yeah, I understand that, and therefore that's why they call me. And these motherfuckers have gone in and they charge it because they say we're suing. You pay this monthly fee. Hey, Suze, we have help at Troubleshooter.com. We have live, which is called help too. When you actually sign in, you sign in as help, right? Okay.
I think live goes to me.
I promise you that you won't be disappointed.
Live isn't a real email, you know that, right? Help is.
CBD.com.
I'm CBS News Business Analyst.
What the fudge, man? What the fudge?
So, never mind.
Referral list.
You know what? They charged. It was a hot dog stand, and he was playing a radio.
But you said it can't be a CD, right?
It cannot be a CD.
He was probably playing a CD.
No, I don't think so. I think they were playing because I remember I covered these so fuck. It was a great. Every time I did it was fun because people.
Except for hot dog stands.
No, I think here's what I think happened. You say they're not charging for it, but these guys at ASCAP and BMI, they had an office here. I don't know if they still do. They made the argument that they were coming there specifically to watch those sports. Specifically, that they would not have been buying that beer if it wasn't to watch sports. And they made the pass pay it. But the more I think about it, there are so many sports bars right now for cable. So many.
Well, I know, like with DirecTV, if you have a pay-per-view event, like a boxing thing,
right? You do.
They've got to pay
extra.
Well, they got to pay a maximum occupancy, whatever that is.
Yeah, based on your audience.
So if it's not your real audience, your maximum occupancy,
in the restaurant or whatever,
which is kind of fucking bullshit. Yeah. If you're only going to have 40 people there, but you can have 400, you're going to pay for 400.
Better make sure it attracts
Denver's talk station online at khout.com.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. One Clear Choice Garage Doors. The people that call if you have a garage door problem of any kind, they have 24/7 service. For example, if you have an emergency, a broken spring, you can't open the door. If you want to replace your door or the opener, you won't find better people. clearchoicedoors.com. And by the way, they have an $80 inspection. They do from top to bottom with lubrication and adjustments. And I have that done in every house I move into. 720-370-3987. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. Their prices are on the website, 720-370-3987. Listen, if you're a bar owner or if you own a venue and you play music, you play a radio or TV, are you being hit up for BMI or ASCAP fees? Because I mentioned that if you play CDs or if you play MP3s or if you play stuff, you are charged, and also if you watch TV or play TV for your customers or radio. And there's some question as to whether they're exempted. So I'd like to know right now in the real world, if you're out there right now and you own a bar, are you paying or have you ever paid for that ASCAP fee or BMI fee for radio or TV?
Almost every place, now that I think about it, I don't care if it's Applebee's, almost everybody's got a TV going. I mean, I can't imagine you can't have a TV going. I don't think you can play a movie, but if you've got 9 News on or something.
Well, yeah, but that's not copyrighted. That's right. I mean, it is copyrighted, but I'm talking about sports events and things like that. The stuff where
anywhere you go during a Broncos Sunday, now someone's playing it. You think they need to pay for that?
If there are commercials, I don't know. That's why I'm asking. I know that when I covered the story, there was a guy playing a radio. Specifically, I did the story about a guy playing radio being charged. Now, I'd just like to know if anyone in the real world is being charged ASCAP or BMI fees. Give us a call. By the way, 303-MARTINO is another number you get through all the time with us. So we're done with the studio until we hear from them, Doghouse Studios. But we're waiting on a call on them to get with Michael and see how they handle people with disabilities. Now, Brett has an issue with a brand new Subaru. What's going on, Brett? What's happening?
Are you there, Tom?
Yes, sir. What's happening?
Well, my daughter, I've got a 19-year-old daughter, full-time student and works full-time. She's saving her money. She bought a brand new Subaru 2021 Legacy. She bought it on May 5th, and on May 23rd, not even about 18 days later, she goes out in the morning, and I mean, this thing is cracked from stair step up, 8 inches over, up, back and forth.
What are you talking about, cracked? What do you mean?
I mean, it just cracked. It went from
what cracked, sir? What cracked? The car cracked?
The windshield.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know what you meant. You said the car was cracked. Okay, so the windshield is cracked. Just sit. Okay. And so what are you thinking? You thinking it's a warranty issue?
Well, I'm thinking that they should have some responsibility.
Why?
I think that Subaru, well, it's a brand new car. And, Tom, if it was
if she picked up a tiny rock chip or something, that could have happened.
Premium Auto Glass can look at that and tell you exactly what happened.
Yeah, I went online. There's a class action lawsuit against Subaru for 2017 to 2020 windshields because they're faulty. And I think 2021s are going to be added to it.
Well, that's a whole different story if that's the case. I mean, you didn't tell me that part, that there's actually been multiple cases of windshields. Now, when you say cracked, is it hazed all over or just one spot or what?
It just cracks. They say it's stress cracks.
Okay, it could be bad design. So then that sounds like way more of a case than just finding your windshield cracked. I mean, you can, as Mark said, have premium or have a great, they're good at looking. They can tell and trace it. Like, can you trace the crack? Is it one crack or multiple cracks?
It's one crack. It started all the way over on the passenger side, and it goes over like 8 inches, up 8 inches, over 8 inches, up 8 inches.
What do they say?
They just said they're not responsible. They don't cover any glass on their warranty.
Well, I know they don't, but do they say they have other problems?
I guess I don't understand what the class action's about. Does it, like, if it gets too hot, it cracks? I mean, what causes the cracking? What are they suing them for?
Well, the one thing that I did read, they said the windshields are thin because of the eyesight technology, and they say because the windshields are so thin, they crack very easy.
So something still has to hit it.
No, they're saying nothing hits it. I mean, I mean, if you go online and research it, just go up and pull windshields cracking. I mean, this isn't just for the Subaru Legacy. I mean, there's like the
They've
Outback.
already made a settlement. I'm told it says important notice regarding the final hearing. So there seems to be some settlement out here.
Yeah, and I was reading some things where they said, they're giving these owners one windshield. They'll give them one free windshield.
How does that fix it, though? Did they redesign the windshield? Is it thicker now?
I have no idea. If they don't redesign them, I mean, I think it's a real problem.
Okay. Also, Subaru what kind is it?
It's the Legacy. Brand new Legacy.
Okay, customers allege the windshields chip and break easily. And this was as late as April 2021. Subaru has agreed to settle cracked windshield lawsuit, but it's only for years 2015 and 16. Geez, I mean, there might be something here, but I think it's a dealer issue as far as now. If Subaru as a company's not doing it, then I don't know what to tell you. What dealer is it?
It's Groove on South Broadway.
Yeah, but it's going to have nothing to do with the dealer.
No, I'm saying this. If Groove sold the car and the manufacturer won't do it, Groove could do it out of just, to keep their customer happy. Let's examine this and more coming up.
I found out the whole thing, man. Here's the deal. So, the copyright law exception begins with size for the National Federation of Independent Businesses. The radio exceptions apply to businesses that are smaller than 2,000 square feet, or 3,750 square feet for eating or drinking establishments. Okay, that's what. But then it goes, if your business is physically larger, you can play the radio as long as you don't use more than 6 speakers.
Okay, so that could have been why they got popped. There were people going around.
And you can't, if you charge any kind of any fee to come in, you can't fucking do it either. Even if you charge a fee to see, how does that work like in a strip bar? Exactly.
Because you know where your strip bar is.
I wonder if maybe they play music that's
CD.
No. What do you call it? Open domain. There's a shitload of open domain music, right?
I don't know. I think you should go there and let us know, Mark.
You mean royalty free, right?
That is a research project. That is a good research project.
HD2 Denver. KHOW Denver, an iHeartRadio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts. All in one.
I'm getting so many emails from people that are getting more money sitting at home than working.
You figure 6 speakers these days with speakers.
Oh yeah, you guys met
Oh my God.
Yeah, a couple of, or some states that have ended it. Colorado's doing something where they're, if they get a job to stay there,
that's what I mean. And 6 speakers.
It's crazy.
You ever seen a
They have to
Marshall?
get jobs.
Fucking
Yeah, I know, but it's
full-size
crazy.
box
They pay
amp?
people to get a job. I mean, it makes no sense.
That would be insane.
I will log into here for you.
Maybe I should. Is it still
We don't use it at all. What would you do?
No, I don't know. I just was asking for.
Yeah, but what would they use it for? We don't put anything on the next gen screen anymore like we
Just
used
to surf the web.
Surf the web.
Oh, the computer's up. You can surf the web all day long.
What is it? Is it KL?
Yes, it is, but you're missing what she's saying.
The
That
computer.
part, the KHOW
It's
is
just-
only for the call.
Oh, okay.
Daniel.
So you have Wi-Fi in your still or not?
Yeah. Do you need the Wi-Fi?
The password for this is, if this ever gets rebooted and you're in front of it, it's password with a 0 instead of a capital P and a 0. Top secret shit.
Safely.
7,000 seasonal work.
That kind of password will be like.
Well, all you can do, you can't do anything on it when you're logged in with that, except basically surf the web.
Okay. Let's see here. I don't like to. I had 150% or something.
Oh, I seen a good T-shirt. I was gonna get. What is it? I got PTSD.
There you go. If you lose the screen and need help with it, you know, just get with me. You're on your own.
Which can make you about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you're having these symptoms, don't wait. Talk to a
Oh,
doctor
flying out
by
so
phone,
early,
online,
or late fucking Monday, dude. Looking at RV
If you
in
need
California
RV,
for a
Iowa
day.
electric toothbrush.
Are you back on Tuesday? You going to play on Tuesday?
No, I won't be back till Wednesday.
Only IO combines oral
So I got a Mercedes Sprinter.
Oh, did you?
for a brushing experience, even
You like it?
Yeah, I just got back from 3 days ago to Redstone.
You can stand up in it perfectly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, those are cool. Tom was thinking of one of those.
No, you bought that for work?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's an RV, dude.
That's it.
Well, you could always put windows in it if you wanted to. Then you could stay right there on the job.
I was just thinking,
I can just, I never go home.
well, they're probably as big as those Dodge Stroll vans.
They are.
Right.
That's 24 feet.
Yeah. They're the same as, it's basically an Amazon delivery van modified into an RV. They're cool, man.
And the garage is really nice. Diesel.
They're small, you can go anywhere. I like, we'll go for, sometimes 30 days. In fact, if this goes right, we'll just do the show, we can do the show remotely, Actually, that's hard with Suzanne, so that's not exactly correct.
Yeah, I haven't quite figured out how to get the TV working and all, some of the electronic stuff. But we'll get it figured out.
Yeah. Does it have a satellite or just a cable?
First of all,
Most places have it. There's some great RV parks, man, we've been to. There's one in Breckenridge called Tiger Run, if you haven't been there. It's just beautiful.
I'm going to, one over by Glenwood in 2 weeks.
There's right past there, too, there's a good one in Green River. It's probably 100 miles past there. And then if you're going that far, Moab is beautiful. Yeah, it's probably 150 degrees, too.
Redstone was nice though. Redstone for 2 nights.
Is it diesel?
Yeah.
It's crazy gas now, man. Fuck, we're going to be at $4 floating blank. This inflation, they said it's 5% already. We are facing big issues here, guys. it's going to get to the point where, $5 doesn't buy you shit.
Yeah, inflation is going to be really.
The number's at about the 2008 number. Let's not forget what happened around then.
2008.
Yeah, that's
no. I hope
Great
it get
Recession.
down like 1980.
One of the best.
I know the cheapest gas I found was $2.99.9. What's that? I said the cheapest gas I found was $2.99.9.
Sam's Club's a little less than that, but not much, man.
I think I got $2.99. Right? $2.99.9. Yeah, basically $3. Yeah, oil's at $70 now.
When I needed a new roof, I used
Yep, it's crazy. We knew it was going to go up eventually, but I don't think we'll ever see that $150 range.
My buddy owns a small oil company. So he makes money at $35 a barrel. Where's all over Wyoming,
Man, critical race.
Wyoming and Colorado.
Okay. So you think it owns it?
Yeah. He just buys it old well. What's the biggest well? I don't know.
Oh man, let me tell you, that is very normal. I don't know why. I don't like it. It is very normal.
He's a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy fan, but one of the most successful cable news hosts of all time, somebody might be life of the universe and everything.
I've wondered that too, man, and I'm not saying someone said that, my buddy, but I mean, he kind of.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Welcome. This hour brought to you by 303consumer.com. That's the home of my new magazine. And by the way, you can get a digital copy there, 303consumer.com. Some articles you really should read. And also some great deals. 303consumer.com. By the way, we have Ted with us from K&H. And by the way, K&H Home Solutions, I have some questions for you on siding, Everlast siding. Everlast siding, I say, is the best siding in the world. And I actually say that whether you sold it or not, because I just don't see how you can beat it. You can soak the damn stuff in water. I mean, it'll sit there and soak. It won't take up anything. Right. So what I'd like to know is, are people waking up to it? Are people finding it? Or are they still going with the other? I mean, I don't want to pit your products against each other, but but I'm going to ask this. Are people still doing hardy board? Because I think it's so overrated.
Oh, yeah. People are still doing hardy board because their marketing budget is like phenomenal.
So people think Hardy is so great because James Hardy does all the marketing.
They do a lot of marketing. There's a lot of companies
and there's
that
nothing.
sell it.
I mean, it's not a terrible product. I'm just saying I don't see how anything stands up. To Everlast.
They did a really effective job of getting in with homeowner associations. So there are certain HOAs that will only let you do Hardy. I mean, we've gone in.
That's ridiculous.
We have gone in and we've recommended Everlast and been turned down because they only allow Hardy.
My goodness. Now, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the phones. 303-713-TALK. Lisa has a comment on the Subaru windshield. Listen, we just got information on this and then started looking it up. Brett's daughter bought a used Subaru, had a windshield problem. It cracked. And, I mean, massive cracking. It's brand new. Now, people can say, oh, well, we get cracks all the time in Colorado, right? It is one of the highest cracked windshield states, but there have been class action suits or a class action suit for 2015 and 16 Subarus and stress cracking. And there's more happening on that front. Other people are complaining. It doesn't seem to be isolated to Brett's daughter. Now, Lisa, you have a comment on it. Go ahead, Lisa. What's going on?
Well, our son purchased a Subaru about a year ago, and probably a year and a half ago. And in that time, their windshield has cracked 3 times, possibly 4. I know for sure 3.
Yeah, that's a little excessive. I don't understand that at all.
Well, is he getting the same? Is he getting the OEM glass? Or is he getting the OEM glass?
He gets the Subaru glass. Whatever Subaru tells you have to put in there, He has the warranty, fortunately, so he's not
Hey,
have to pay for any of them.
let's get our windshield people on.
Hey, how does her son have a warranty on the windshield, but the caller that called, I can't see the name.
I think you can buy a warranty from the place who replaces your windshield, or you can also get, of course, zero deductible on windshields. But I'd like to know from a windshield expert, let's call one of our windshield people on what's going on. Lisa, have you complained about it to anyone?
I'm sure that my son has.
And did he go online? What year is his?
I would think it's just a year old, so it's probably a 19 or a 20.
So it doesn't seem like these people have addressed the problem. So, Brett, did the dealer acknowledge at least that they're hearing a lot of problems or not? Brett,
no. They didn't. And, that's the thing. I went online, Tom, and we filed a complaint with the NHTSA. And on there, they said there's a class action lawsuit for 2017 to 2020 Subarus.
Okay. We need to start looking into this. I appreciate the information. Get Brett's information so we can get back to him. We need to mark this as a follow-up. Deputy Smarty Pants, you got another update. What's going on? Deputy Dollar. Oh, I'm sorry. Deputy Dollar is on now, not Deputy Smarty Pants. I read that wrong. Go ahead, sir. What's going on?
Good morning, Tom.
Who are you talking to? Go ahead, sir.
So last week we had a caller, William, who had purchased a Harley-Davidson in October of 2020. He was trying to get it registered in Boulder County so he could, get his plates and so forth, and just kept running into a problem. And Suzanne reached out to the Angel, and who was unable to help. But after talking to Boulder County yesterday, we figured out the problem. It was
first of all, let's just explain what William called about. He said that he got a card through the mail saying, come and register, your stuff's here. And when he went, they said it's not there.
That's correct. And the key part of that letter is it says, please tell us, you have to come in person, but please tell us that your file is in our pending file. And I think he missed that part. And then the second issue was when the Boulder County DMV keyed in the VIN number, it was a typo.
Oh.
And so they couldn't find it. So he brought his letter in, and Boulder County couldn't find it in their system.
So that card had a typo on it?
Yes, the VIN number was incorrect.
Wow.
And Boulder County admitted that. They said, yeah, we just mistyped it on our end.
That's something.
So I know. So they couldn't find him really in their system. But I talked to William yesterday. I said I spoke to Boulder County, and he actually lives in Longmont, so he's going to go to that office, but Longmont has to call Boulder. And I said, just make sure to tell them that your file is in the pending file. And then they'll be able to pull it out, find it, and then he should be able to get his plates.
Now you know what? I mean, on a side note, don't you think, serious, don't you think that they would at least automatically look in that file? I mean, think about it. It's crazy. Like, why wouldn't they at least, look in the pending file? If somebody came in and said, this guy's claiming, he's got, you know what I mean? He's got a file here and they can't find it. You would think that they would automatically just check the pending file, right? It just seems weird.
I would think so.
Golly. Anyway, I appreciate the information. And here's something that, you think about this. That's a major thing to find something like that. We appreciate it. Now, you have another one. You say on Diana and the landlord. Diana on the landlord, we should talk about that. Her current lease, and this is the problem, her current lease, I believe, was up. Isn't that right?
She was crying, Tom. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
They wanted to charge her for parking.
Well, here's the deal, okay? They have a right to, upon a new lease, increase security deposit, increase rent, collect late fees. I was just concerned that it was legit. For example, they can ask for another $400 for the deposit and another $300 for a pet deposit, even if they hadn't charged for a pet deposit previously. But she said there were $200 in late fees, and she never had a late. So what did you find out, Deputy Dollar?
Well, I talked to Diana yesterday. She did go in and sign a new lease, and they agreed upon her monthly rent of $1,050. She was paying $1,000 before, and so it's a $50 increase. No late fees, no additional deposit.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Or anything like that. So, yeah, she was able to work that out, and she's happy at $1,050. She's got a new lease.
That's wonderful. No, you really saved her bacon. I mean, she was very upset. We should have gotten her on.
Yes, she was.
Yeah, thank you for that, man. You don't know, this woman was beside herself. So now they did not increase her deposit. That's wonderful.
Nope.
Oh man,
late fees are gone.
Okay. You know, we have to start having people. We appreciate it so much, Deputy Dollar. We have to have people start doing reviews, Suze, because the only people that review us are people that we put out of business and hate us. We ought to have the people who we help put do. No, seriously, you get an unbalanced report because a lot of people don't like us. Ted Rowland, we talked about Everlast Siding. I want to talk about these windows. I want to ask you something. When I say the best windows, I'm not asking for your brand, although your brand was the Energy Star holder for 7 years straight.
Yeah, Partner of the Year.
And then what's the brand of your windows?
Soft Light.
And are they made to your specs? Or do you just buy them because they're good?
Originally we buy them because they're good.
Right. So. In other words, so there's nothing special they do for your windows, but you are exclusive, right, with them?
Yes.
Okay. Now, here's what I want to ask. What makes a good window? Here's what I want to ask. I'm not asking for that window. I'm asking in general if people are shopping. Okay. What kind of vinyl? Is virgin vinyl, is that a real thing that it matters? And what is virgin vinyl?
Virgin vinyl is vinyl that hasn't been recycled. It hasn't gone through that whole recycling process. So that's what it is. Whether it's
does it work? I mean, is it worth getting virgin vinyl? Does it make a difference? Is what I'm asking you straight up. Does it make a difference?
I don't think it makes a huge difference.
Okay.
I think really and honestly, it's more of a marketing issue.
Okay, good. Now I'm going to ask another question. With vinyl, extruded versus what is the other kind? Hold on, because that's what I've often wondered. I want people to know what these terms mean.
Will's Coffee Shop has been fueling your neighbors' mornings for the past 7 years.
Extruded versus cast, right? On those.
No, it's not cast. It's extruded versus welded, or what? No, they're all welded.
No, extruded vinyl is what they use in windows. So it's extruded.
Always extruded.
Yeah.
There's no other way.
Right. So the only other issues are whether they use foam, fill the cavities of the vinyl. Okay. And then welding is a process they use to joints.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize there. John Fuller will give you free legal advice when you need it the most, and that's when you've had an accident with injuries. Free legal advice from John Fuller, Fuller Law. Now you can search search Fuller at referralist.com. He is the one to talk to. He'll evaluate the case on its face value, then he'll go deeper. How easy is it to collect? Is it even possible to collect? Or do you have to go to your own insurance for underinsured motorist coverage? Fuller Law, call for free legal advice. No obligation to hire him, but if you do, it's on contingency. 303-597-4500. MileHighEstatePlanning.com is now BlakeHarrisLaw.com. Blake Harris Law for all your estate planning needs. You can ask all the questions you want. 833-ASK-BLAKE. Blake Harris is the expert we go to for estate planning advice, whether it be medical directives, beneficiaries' deeds, a trust to bypass, probate, or you might be facing probate right this minute because someone died. If you need any help at all with estate planning, BlakeHarrisLaw.com, 833-ASK-BLAKE. He's even on TikTok answering questions to millions of people. 833-ASK-BLAKE. And at 303consumer.com in the Consumer Magazine, he's done a centerfold article on the 10 biggest mistakes in estate planning. 303consumer.com. You can download your digital copy. BlakeHarrisLaw.com. Now, Blake can also help you to protect your assets if one of you need long-term care without breaking the other and then living in poverty. BlakeHarrisLaw.com.
Watch the biggest names in Hollywood and MLB legends come together in a friendly, fun-filled exhibition game, the MLB All-Star Celebrity Softball Game. You got to check it out. Go to allstargame.com for tickets. You can see, Rodney Dangerfield play. No, who did Kramer get into a fight with? The Brouhaha.
Hernandez, wasn't it?
No, not
a pitcher, famous pitcher.
Who was the one with the loogie?
That was Hernandez. No, that was
Hernandez. Yeah.
You sure that
it was
A-Rod,
yeah.
right?
It wasn't him that actually did it, though.
Right.
It was the other guy.
They thought he did.
At Grassy Knoll. No, but what was the...
That was another player. Because he dumped the beer on him. That's why they...
Who was it?
Have you heard of this place called Meow Wolf that's supposed to be opening down by...
Meow Wolf?
Yeah, down Mile High Stadium.
No.
Look it up.
What kind of place is it?
It's supposed to be like a high-tech, real high-tech. It's like one of these places where you open a refrigerator door and walk through it and you go into a whole new world.
Meow Wolf.
Yeah.
I mean, is it a restaurant?
No, I don't think it's a restaurant.
Mickey Mantle.
Mickey Mantle. Mickey! Mickey!
Sounds like the holodeck on. Remember Star Trek? The holodeck.
It's sort of like that. I've never been to it. I've just heard about it. But they have one in Las Vegas. And I think they have one in Arizona. And then the building one. Again, we're down by Mile High Stadium.
With us being a direct lender, we can make this fast, simple, and easy, and have you saving money right away. So what are you waiting
Meow
for?
Wolf?
Get started now online
You see
at
my son knows.
loans.com. First, they listen, then they lend. 303-867-7000.
So I've been watching them build this building as I drive up and down Interstate 25. And I just realized what it was. And so they're doing all this artwork on the exterior, but apparently the inside of it is supposed to be pretty phenomenal from a high-tech.
Who owns the building? Or who's going to be there? What business is going to be there? Meow like a cat? Yeah. Meow? Meow Wolf, right?
Yeah. It's a weird name, and it's a strange place. And even when you look at it online, you can't really...
So is it in the tech center?
No, it's going to be down by Mile High Stadium.
Oh, okay. Okay. East side or west side of the... I'm trying to think of where I'm building. I don't...
If you're going north on I-25, right where the viaducts come together, there's a big white building that sits higher than that. That's it. It's like really plain on the outside. There's no real signage on it. Just
God, I got everything a building like that.
This report is sponsored by Churches.
Hot and sunny for your Thursday. We're looking at highs today in the mid to upper 90s for the front range. Lots of sunshine and the breeze picks up by the afternoon. I'm Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather Team meteorologist Kylie Burst.
Good, but the old stress on the
They
AC.
say it's a music venue and cafe.
Oh, really?
It isn't what I thought it was.
Oh, a big cafe, huh?
Only $5. Churches, bringing the down home flavor. Offer valid at participating
Creates immersive and interactive experiences that transport audiences of all ages into fantastic realms of story and exploration. Don, you're up.
Tom Gino here, 303-713-TALK. Don't forget, Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, is doing free market valuations of your home for the asking. All you have to do is call him. These valuations are based on 26 years of experience, better than Zillow, even better than an appraisal. An appraisal is not going to tell you what it will sell for. Frank Duran will. I mean, he'll give his best guess, and it is based on experience, and so many people have found it to be true. By the way, there's no obligation to list your home. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. I'm going to get right to the phones, but first I want to ask, vinyl, it's all extruded. Explain what extruded vinyl means.
So extruded vinyl is a process where they push the vinyl through a
shaper, basically.
Yeah.
A mold.
Right.
And then it comes out like spaghetti, basically, but stiff, and it comes out with cavities, right, to strengthen it. So a solid piece of vinyl is made into, if you look at the vinyl rail of a window, you see, depending on the window, you see cavities. You see little or squares and rectangles, tubes that go through it.
If you look through the cavities. So, and the more cavities you have on it, the stronger the vinyl.
Right, because what it does is it makes it stronger. So hold on, wait, just Ted, hold on one sec. So it's extruded with these cavities, right? Now, vinyl in and of itself does not transmit cold very well, so the airspace in that is insulation in and of itself.
Right, it provides insulation because you have the air there. So,
but many good windows or better windows now go ahead and fill those extrusions with what?
Well, there's two different things. One is it'll take an insulation piece and just insert it in there. But some of the better windows, what they do is they'll inject the insulation of foam in there that will expand and fill up that cavity rather than just sliding something in.
Soft light fill up that with foam? Okay. Yeah. Deputy Doc, what question did you have?
Oh, I was just going to say, it's just like what kids do with Play-Doh when they extrude it. If people want to get a picture of what it is, it's when kids put Play-Doh through a mold.
They put that through a mold, except it's stiff and it has spaces in it that cause... That give it strength, and then the better windows are filled with foam. Then these extrusions become the frame, right?
Correct.
And those frames are welded together.
Exactly.
When we say weld and vinyl, we're talking about melted vinyl.
Right. What they do is they heat the corners, and they use a 4-point welder so that they're square.
Right.
They can't really be out of square. Because if you use a 2-point, which is what they used to use, you can...
So these windows... They're extruded frames, and then they're put together in a square or rectangle.
Correct.
Okay, we're going to do more, but if you want to learn about windows, I swear to you, you will know, and this is what you need to know. So when you ask, this vinyl, by the way, we don't care so much, is it if they say virgin or recycled, and is it extruded? They're all extruded. So what we want to know, is it filled with foam? Which would be better insulated. Let's talk to Billy. Billy, what's going on with you?
Good morning, sir.
What's happening, Billy?
I'm having a serious issue with Chase Bank.
What's going on?
My account's been ripped off. My account, a total of $6,000.
How?
Taken out of my personal account.
How?
It was from an ATM in New Jersey. Friday at 11 p.m. Back-to-back withdrawals of $3,000. I'm only allowed to take $1,000 with the agreement I have with the bank. I got in touch with them on last Saturday morning at 3 a.m.
Now hold on. Let me ask you this. How do you know? Hold on. I need a lot of information. How do you know this happened in New Jersey?
It says it on the transaction.
Okay, and what time was it done?
Where? At 11. It looks like one was on the 4th. It doesn't say exactly what time. It just gives the location. It says Rock, and it has a bunch of numbers that are like several numbers apart.
Okay.
6 numbers apart on 2 different.
I have a quick question. If this was fraud, why doesn't Chase recognize it and give you the money back? Are they claiming you made this?
No, sir. Chase is saying we see there was a problem. They let it go all the way through. They saw it. We reported it. Chase let it happen and then said, then we'll do the fraud charges. But the fraud department passed it on to the expedition department. They said because the amount was so large of $3,000 twice, we're going to have to investigate this. So you can't have any of the money back until we have up to 20 days to investigate that.
Hold on. Billy, what is your gut feeling? I just need your gut. Are you kind of feeling screwed here because they're going to... Do you think they think you had something to do with it? Or are you just pissed that your money is frozen for that long?
I have an outstanding IRS check on that account. That account had $18,000 in it. The IRS check is for $13,000. They refused to give me that money to cover the IRS check. It has bounced 3 times.
Oh, my goodness. Now, how do you think your account was hacked? In order to hack an account, electronically, or was it done where was it done? Was it done electronically, do we know?
All I see, the location, it says ROCK, ROCK.
And Chase says, instead of my bank, Capital One, they restore the money, and then they go investigate, and they might take the money back, right? But they restore the money. I say my bank. That's one of them. I have a Chase. I don't have a Chase account. I have a Chase card. I've never had an issue with Chase, but I do know most every account that we have, including some of the ones banks I don't really care for anymore, they do restore the money. And then they do with what's called provisional credit, then work on an investigation. But these people are saying, we're not even going to restore the money. We have to make more noise, Billy. I think Deputy Dollar, this is made for him. This is wrong, because this is out of the norm. This is out of the norm. And when did it happen? On what date did you say? The 11th of June? No, excuse me, it didn't come yet.
No, sir.
May 11th? When?
The 4th. It was the 4th and the 5th.
4th
Let
and
me give you
6th.
a little history. Yes, sir. 3 weeks before that, our account was hit 4 times. One for Saudi Arabia for 40 cents, somewhere else for $13, $30, and $60. My wife canceled that card. They were in the process of sending her a new card when this happened to the account.
On the old, wait, hold on a second. These people knew you had a problem with fraud and this went through?
Yes, sir.
Nah. That's a lot of crap. Do you have people you've been talking to, Billy? We got to go higher up the food chain. This is made for Deputy Dollar. Hold on. Yeah. I don't blame you for being frustrated, Billy. Hang on.
That's a lot of shit. Those fucking people have nowhere to turn.
Hey, Ted, is that foam? Is that should be an open shut case. So that makes the window really strong.
What's that? What does?
The foam, the closed cell foam is really
The
strong.
foam that's injected, it's closed cell foam. Because open cell foam will break down.
Yeah. It
Closed cell
doesn't
foam
really have
is
much strength. Closed cell, I gotta mention that. That's great. Oh, that's gotta be a really strong window then. Plus, it's a lot better insulation. Closed cells are much better insulation. Extruded vinyl.
In the gap, they've both been cleared and traffic is getting back to normal. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Mostly sunny skies today.
Yeah, they do that, spray that closed cell on houses.
What about these ones? What about, who is it that makes fun of vinyl? They say we do fiberglass.
Oh, that's a Marvin.
Oh, Marvin.
Well, Anderson too, because they've got a composite. Composite product. So.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places in the U.S. that take credit cards. Learn more at discover.com/yes. 2021 Nielsen report limitations.
I use Rocky Mountain IV Mix monthly. I really do. You can get IV therapy anytime you want, and you can do it for no more than it would cost going to an IV bar. IV therapy is very common for dehydration, hangovers, migraines, when you're not feeling good. It's the most common therapy, and right now you can have it in your home. I urge you to contact these medical professionals, Rocky Mountain, IVMedics.com, 720-987-2155, same-day appointments, and ask about the NAD, a cellular rejuvenation, 720-987-2155, Rocky Mountain, IVMedics.com. TheArtOfGranite.com, that's where you get countertops wholesale with prices on the phone. Now, they charge for fabrication and installation. All the other costs are just passed on to you with no markup. Think about that. If you got a project, call them. They give you a price. Why? Because they're proud of the value they do for you, whether it's marble, quartz, granite, whatever you want. They got theartofgranite.com. Prices on the phone. 303-386-5919. Investments? Become the banker. That's a life insurance policy. It may not sound like an investment. It's an investment grade policy where you invest more money than your premium on purpose to get tax-free returns. But the real secret is using those tax-free earnings without ever paying taxes. That's right. It's true. BecomeTheBanker.org for more information. That's BecomeTheBanker.org.
You know what I love about 888 Heating? They give you all the options. If you call them out there because your air conditioner is making noise, or maybe it's not blowing as cold as it did the year before, they're going to give you an honest, great price to fix it. They're not going to try to tell you, you have to get a new unit. And let me tell you, a lot of companies will say that. If you want to make the decision when it comes to fixing your furnace, your air conditioner, write this number down. Great prices, great people on the referral list for over 10 years. 888heating.com. Their phone number is 888-HEATING.
Your timeshare sits empty. Travel restrictions and quarantine is the new...
No, it wasn't. It was fucking 29.9999999. What is that?
You sure you still right there?
That's right. I owe them 1/1,000,000th of a second.
Start the freedom process. Let Timeshare Freedom Group free you from your overpriced, unavailable timeshare.
Ah, jeez.
Every time I hear become the banker now, I just think
Why?
Become the banker. That was a life dream.
My dreams of becoming a banker have been dashed.
No, it was just the way you said it. Becoming a banker.
He was committing suicide. I was coming from doing work with the blind. We were playing Parcheesi.
God, I haven't heard that game in 30 years, Parcheesi.
Love Parcheesi.
It's a skill game.
I don't even know what Parcheesi is, honestly. I've heard of it. What is it?
It's a little game where some kind of board game.
Like Sorry or something?
Yeah, or like Shoots and Ladders, you know. Yeah,
The insurance company use it on Become the Banker.
What's that?
What insurance company do they? Well, that's Mark.
I can get you the name, but I don't know. Come on, man. It won't let me answer or do this. You gotta silence your phone, Mark, or take it with you.
Oh, there, right?
Yeah, we're getting pretty pissed.
Ron, get out of here. Did it really?
I'll play some damn song. I didn't like it.
Let's see what it says here. It says someone was trying to tamper with it.
It says, you no longer you're become the banker dreams are dead. 96, 97 today. Wow.
How about starting with a call to us? For over 30 years, our family company has been designing and completing first-rate kitchens and baths that, frankly, your neighbors would be jealous of. Where to start, Todd? Dad, they just need a call.
iPad Pro. Do you realize that the iPad Pro with a keyboard is basically as good as a laptop now because of that new M1 chip?
Yep.
Oh my God, that chip is unbelievable.
Love that chip.
It's a good chip. It's a great chip.
It's
a terrific chip.
Just don't double dip it.
Don't double dip that chip.
Okay, let's see. Do I need
a lot of help?
Yeah. How much storage do I need?
630 KL. That iHeartRadio station.
Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255, waterpros.net. If you're looking for a complete water system for your home, complete conditioning, don't think $6,000 and $7,000 like the competition. Think under, this sounds almost not true, under $2,000, fully installed, state-of-the-art, computerized water conditioning. It makes your water super soft, super cleaning agent. It gets everything, your laundry, your sheets, everything will feel better. No residual suds, no residual soaps. This stuff is the best. You will use less of everything with this water. It's waterpros.net. Paul the Waterman. And I'm serious. I have the system in my house. You can get under $2,000 fully installed. If you want a point of use for filtration for drinking, it's under $1,000. These prices are unheard of. I wish I could tell you it's a limited time only. but that would be lying. Those are his regular prices. You go figure. Waterpros.net. Now, by the way, Ted, I'm serious. You're a businessman. Can you believe those? I'm serious when I ask you this. If you don't have to. I'm not searching for an answer. But didn't you think those systems were about $5 or $6 grand? That's what people are paying
for the waterproof type system.
Can you believe that under $2 grand? I mean, do you have one in your home? By the way,
no, I don't. I don't.
The people that do tell me it's unbelievable. By the way, we were talking about replacement windows. If you have any questions on that, extruded vinyl filled with foam, closed cell foam, he tells me, makes the firmest, best kind of window. I want to go into the insulated glass unit, IGU, coming up on what to look for. Okay, so we have this major problem. We're giving a deputy $1,
Great,
right?
Tom.
Chase, thank you. Mary. Really, I can't believe, this show is a great clearinghouse for scumbags. Now we have another complaint on this Bruce Price. I'm looking up the original one. Let's find it. Bruce, there he is. Okay, Bruce. Leanna had the original problem, and she paid Bruce Price, HBC Contractors, $3,500 up front for labor plus $4,000 in materials. Suze, what happened with that one? I thought, I don't have it marked as Sleaze Brigade, so I'm not sure what's going on. It's settled? What did he do?
He gave her money back.
What happened, Suze, on that one? With Bruce,
that was a Marty one.
Okay, so Marty did.
I can look it up.
No, but he did settle it, right?
Yeah, I remember, Tom. It was that he had her tile, and she had to go pick it up, so they got their stuff worked out, but I think she got what she paid for. It was just a matter of he wasn't doing the work, and then he had her tile hostage, so she had to go get it.
Okay, Mary, what's your situation with Bruce Price?
Well, first of all, Tom, I want to tell you that I've used you for years. You've helped me out like tons of times.
Thank you.
And it was okay, but later some friends of mine said, "Oh, this guy named Bruce said he did some work for this girl, and he really took her money." And then I kept calling him before I heard that hey, he replaced a furnace unit for me. And then I kept calling him, well, I don't have any of the paperwork, I don't have the warranty, I don't have anything. Oh, I'll get it to you. Months and months. And then finally I got tired of asking. And then, in little communities like Jefferson, Colorado, people would say, do not use Price, Mr. Price.
So he actually does...
He had different companies.
He actually does the work, but he has poor follow-up? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I heard that he just is very pricey. And, yeah, he's had different companies. And this was about 6 years ago he did this for me.
Oh, I see. So we don't really know that. Okay. But in this case, here's what's funny. Eventually all this will come to haunt him if he's continuing it. So right now he's not necessarily sleaze material, but he is a warning material. You're saying you're hearing a lot of negative things. We heard, Leanna had to come to us, let's put it this way, to get her money. So
yes,
he's been put on notice.
Picnics.
Yeah, he's been
on picnics. We just the people say, well, use this person, word of mouth, and I'm always putting on our next door neighbor, call Tom Martino if you have problems, and she must have seen that and called you.
Well, thank you.
I'm happy about that. So God bless you and everybody in
You too,
Suzanne.
Mary. Thank you for calling. And by the way, that's why we have referralist.com. I mean, really, that's why we have it. I can't believe how many people call us after the fact. All right, 303-713-TALK. Erica's got black mold in the apartment. Now, black mold. We get a lot of complaints about mold. People are, the mold thing's now been going on, 20 years, 25 years as far as people's awareness, maybe longer. The thing is, not all mold is toxic. Not all mold will kill, but some people have sensitivities. Erica, How long have you been renting this place?
Thank you for making time for me.
Yeah.
We've been here about 3.5 years now.
Okay, and what happened? What happened?
I went to get some cleaning products out from under the sink. I noticed that they were wet, so I went to pull them out and try to clean up and find out where the water was coming from. And that's when I discovered black mold. I took a picture, and then I sent it in to the office through the app that we use to put in work orders, and they didn't do anything for weeks. I sent out emails.
What did they do, though? Finally, what did they do?
After I had walked in there with a box that was covered in black mold to show them that this needs to be taken care of right away, they sent somebody out the next day with a moisture reader, and it read 999, which is the highest reading that there is on a moisture reader.
So what did they do?
Since then, I've had one person come in and cut out 3 chunks of the wall to make sure there's no asbestos, and that was it. I haven't heard anything since, and that was on Friday.
Okay, Nothing. Is this all confined to under the sink?
Yes, I think so. That's all we've found so far, yes. Yep. And there is a warrant of habitability law that was passed in Colorado that they should have taken care of this probably within 96 hours of me.
Actually, Erica, what it says is a reasonable amount of time. And here's the thing, black mold, okay? And in order for the Habitability Act to kick in, it has to be a dangerous condition or a serious condition. Now, I'm not telling you this is not, but we don't know what the mold spore count is in your house. We have no idea. You really should get a test done, really, to have ammunition. But as far as the black mold...
Well, they should be doing this.
What's that?
They probably should be sending people in to test it.
But I'm talking about if you want to mount a habitability case where you can actually get it done yourself or withhold rent, you can. If you have some evidence. If you wait for them to do it, well, of course, it's going to take a long time. If you do a mold test and it shows dangerous spores, let's just say it does. If you do that in your home, then you have some good ammunition. You're not, you know, I wouldn't wait for them. It's not that expensive to get that done.
Right. If there's any lawyers out there that want to help me, please reach out because I'm trying to figure out what's...
Well, lawyers aren't going to reach out and volunteer for this reason. You don't have any demonstrable damages right now. You can't sue on what if. If you have black mold, and I want to ask, I hesitate to ask this because most everyone will think of things. Has it adversely affected yours or anybody's health in the household?
Yes, it has, actually. Me and my daughter both have had stuffy noses. I have watery eyes every single day, so yes, we have been...
Did you have it before you noticed it?
No, we have not.
No, what I'm asking...
It was all during the time.
Before you noticed the black mold, did you have the symptoms?
No, we did not. Nope. And we've been tested for COVID more than once, and it's not that either, so...
But you're admitting that you didn't have symptoms until you saw the black mold.
Correct.
Okay.
We couldn't figure it out, and then when I was like cleaning, I was like, "This is what it is. This is exactly what it is." I mean, it smells, and every person that's came in to look at it has a look on their face, but they don't want to admit anything. And I'm also in the industry, and my supervisor for maintenance said that once it reads that kind of reading, you need an air comber. We should have had an air comber in here to clean the air.
Well, first of all, where's it getting... Hold on, because I got some recommendations that you have to do right away. You're obligated to do.
Put a dehumidifier in that. She sounds like she's going to be a pain.
She thinks she has... See, the problem is people think they have way more of a case than they have. They really do.
Yeah. Well, we got to find out where it's coming from and then put a dehumidifier in there and... take it off.
What specials are we doing right now?
We've got a 10% special in the magazine.
Okay, and that's 10% off everything?
Yeah. Well, it doesn't apply to roofing.
Huh?
It doesn't apply to roofing.
Okay, 10%.
And that's if they find the secret word. I think the word is beaches. Sort of set that in there, in the picture, sort of bled in there. And then we'll do an additional 5% on people that call the show.
For the rest of the day or for tomorrow, for this week?
Through the weekend.
Okay.
West Sierra Credit Union is looking for people who are as excited about the future as they are. If you are a mortgage loan officer, processor, or underwriter, Talk to Westera. We're like a $1.8 billion startup, and you can help build it. Go to WesteraCU.com.
People come from all over the country to Century RV. Now, you can go to 2 locations in the Denver area. We happen to have them in our backyard, just west of the city, north of 6th Avenue between Kipling and Sims. Or you can go north on I-25 and the 240 exit. They're building a giant facility up there, including state-of-the-art maintenance, a $10 million facility. CenturyRV.com. 303-453-1111. New and used RVs from pop-ups to Class A's. 303-453-1111. If you're looking to improve the floor coverings in your home, floor coverings are everywhere. They're even on Amazon. So it's not what floor coverings you get, but when you decide what you want, Simply Floors Inc. has all the samples. They'll come to your home. They will offer better pricing. They'll offer better installers, better warranties, better financing, better people all the way around at simplyfloorsinc.com. That's where you make your appointment. That's INC, simplyfloorsinc.com. There's basically 2 ways to sell a house. Conventionally, like with people like Frank Duran, the real estate man, wonderful, wonderful man. Or you can simply call Homevestors and see how much they will pay you. That's Homevestors, 800-44-BUYER. Now, what do they do? They've purchased thousands of homes. No commissions, no inspections, no tire kickers, no spec. If they want it, they buy it. So you have nothing to lose. Find out what they'll pay. 800-44-BUYER.
Hey guys, you've been hearing a lot about how well CBD's been working for.
So she sent pictures on that mold.
Seriously, let me read.
Well, Tom, are there black moles that aren't dangerous?
Yeah, actually.
I thought that's what we said a couple of months ago. I thought you had put that out.
There's really not a lot of black mold here. I mean, this is really not a serious.
We'll see you soon.
Huh?
You see in the pictures, right?
Yeah, there's not a.
Has she tried putting bleach on it?
That's all she really. Well, she really needs to find out where the moisture's coming from.
I know.
Put a dehumidifier in there, keep the doors open,
and
put a fan in there. Dry it out and then do the bleach.
Get somebody to
I'll put the worst.
remediate it. It's gonna be expensive.
Oh, geez, no, that doesn't have a lead from.
Blue Sky CBD at bluesky-cbd.com.
This is nothing.
What's that, bro?
The mold.
Oh, there's her pictures?
Yeah.
I didn't get them, send them over to you. Oh, here they are. Erica. Let's see.
I mean, someone's gonna throw the cardboard box away. There's a lot of mold.
I know.
Yeah, that's what Susan said. There's nothing we can do there. We just got to play them. I mean,
what are you talking about?
With the switching ads, they just can't do that. That's just not how the system's set up. They can't go into one. They'd have to rename that company 888 Heating if that's what I want to play there. They just can't do it. I knew she'd say that. So we just got to remember when they come up.
Why don't I just label it that and put another spot in?
That's what we should do. It's exactly what we should.
Can you just label?
I'll do a spot and then label it Mr. Green Jeans and we'll put it up there. Yeah, that's exactly what we'll do.
I'll put it in this drive here.
I'll get you one tomorrow or whatever. I got to get them for both days anyhow, just like you.
You know what?
I knew that was it.
People cannot handle their own.
You would think it would be easy. You would think.
What would you do with something?
We could fly a fucking drone to Mars and fly it around on Mars.
Put a fan.
We can't rename a spot.
Wipe it out there with, like, say, bleach spray and beach.
The beach. I think we should make a cologne that smells.
So Dan, you think people just want everybody else to do work for them? Is that? I'm sorry. You just think that a lot of people just want other people to do the work for them?
I think do you have a copy of the magazine here?
Yeah.
This is her.
No, but I don't
even. Maybe that's.
Oh, I have one.
You can download it.
But yeah.
Don't you?
I mean, I have.
I was going to show you the ad.
Yeah. Also, I can go online.
And maybe there's other things wrong with the apartment. This is just like the one put them over the edge. I don't know. I've never lived in an apartment.
Get the truth about the stories that affect your life. As only
should also
Burgundy can deliver it.
This guy's buying my RV with partial of his 401k.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. Is he borrowing from it?
I don't know. It's not actually a 401k. It's military, whatever. He's been in the Navy for 100 years or whatever.
Wow. Do you remember World War II?
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. HarrisFamilyLaw.com for family law issues of all kinds. HarrisFamilyLaw.com. If you are facing divorce or thinking about divorce, Harris Family Law. Now, here's the thing about Harris Family Law. They will do an early neutral assessment for you if you request that, and that's a walkthrough from a neutral perspective on how it affects you and what you can expect. It really does take a lot of surprise out of it. Also, unmarried couples, you need advice too. If you're getting together, you may want a cohabitation agreement, or you may want to declare common law, but you got to be careful. You can get advice from HarrisFamilyLaw.com. The Harris Law Firm, 303-515-5000, 515-5000. All right, let's talk. 303-713-TALK. First of all, we looked at the photos, Erica, black mold under your sink. With any mold, I just want to say something, and every time I say this, people get upset, but not all mold is harmful to your health. The mold you're showing under there from the pictures is very minor, but I want to say this. Mold is over-exaggerated. I'm not saying you shouldn't handle it. The very first thing that has to be done is, first of all, you can neutralize the mold there very easily. If you simply sprayed bleach under there, it'll kill the mold instantly. Or you can buy a Kills, and close the door, but you have to get rid of the source of water. Why is it wet?
There's leaks coming from the pipe.
That needs to be fixed.
The handle that turns the water on and off. Yep,
that needs to be fixed.
They haven't done that either.
Okay,
yep,
that is the main thing. That needs to be fixed. And it's that simple. You take away the source, but once you spray that with Clorox, and if you do that periodically, or a bleach, I say Clorox, that's not real, just a bleach, you won't have a problem. But you say, and in order to prove a case for damages or for habitability, you, not they, you have to do the spore test at home. You have to do a mold test. And it's really important that you have evidence, because so many times people complain about mold, and then it turns out it's not toxic, or it's not even in the air. I'm not saying that's the case for you, but before we can proceed, you at least have to know you have a problem. Now, one thing for absolutely sure we can help with, they should be fixing the leak. Now, that I don't even understand. Why the hell they wouldn't address the leak? Why is that?
Because they have a 500 apartment complex community and only 2 maintenance guys, and they could only get so much done.
Okay, well, Deputy Doc, I think that's a fair request. If we call those people right now and say, listen, the woman has a leak, if nothing else. If nothing else, she needs help with her leak. So we're going to call for you, okay? 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. We'll get to all of your other calls, I promise. Hang around.
Okay.
And we will help you, okay? All right. I'm Tom Martino. Stay tuned for another hour or 2 hours.
So one guy on YouTube goes, I got more mold than that in my feet. The YouTube guys really, there's a bunch out there that really comment.
It's Ted. I have it somewhere, but it's here. Go ahead.
Ted at khwindows.com.
More trouble and actually needed an implant in the
I just got to bring up the picture in our ad so you can see how that.
I'm going to do that. The whole team there, Drs. Yaros, Augustine, Zeppelin, and son, will take tremendous care of you. And one of the things that I love about
we've got a bunch of copies of the.
my wife is
yeah. Do you have PDFs?
And the more common
I don't have them. I got some magazines.
I'm going to do a PDF though right now. I'm just going to send you a PDF.
It's just cool because we do have that. You'll consider Aspenwood Dental for all your dental needs. Learn more at
And we'll look at it. Okay.
KRFX
AspenwoodDental.com.
HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver, an iHeart radio station, available everywhere on our free iHeart radio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one.
ABC News, I'm Alex Crochet. Across the pond, a united front. President Biden and UK's Boris Johnson meeting in Cornwall, England.
Of course, it's a fucking united front.
Leaders are signing an updated Atlantic Charter to address global challenges. On Capitol Hill, FBI Director
to address what global challenges?
About threats.
I think that dude is over 59. You know, the Schutz Bank is talking hyperinflation for the U.S. That's fucking scary.
Asked Ray about a memo.
You know, a lot of
guess
people,
who gets blamed for it?
You know, a lot of people
Guess who
will
gets
say.
blamed?
A lot of people will say that's why Hitler rose. Is hyperinflation in Germany after World War I because they were paying out all the reparations. And printing money. All we've done for a fucking year is print money.
Well, that's happened to Argentina several times.
You can give people that extra $300 a week, but let me tell you, when a fucking candy bar is $12, that $300 ain't gonna buy you a fucking meal.
I tell you, not only that, is they just gave people a year of fucking, hey, sit home and watch TV.
No, they made them fucking lazy.
Yes, absolutely it did. And it makes me, I get so angry just even thinking about it. It's not good for them, but for the most part, people, modern man wants to be lazy.
Bullshit, man.
I had one guy tell me, listen to this. I said, socialism won't work. He says it will because we'll all be rich.
No.
And I said, well, okay, then who would go shovel shit or clean sewers? He said, they get paid decently. I said, no, they're already getting paid under socialism. Tell me what their incentive is. If you can sit home, oh, he's so fucking stupid. That it wasn't worth telling him he was stupid.
What's his name? Let's put his name
This
out.
fucking kid I was talking to. Well, he's in his 20s. He's like,
oh, really? See, that's the stuff that's scary. They think you're going to be rich. I mean, they're going to make everything. And here's the thing about
he thought, well, everybody will be rich.
The people pushing this,
How can people even say something so stupid?
right? But the people pushing this for doing it, saying, leave my stuff alone. Just take the other stuff and make everybody else down here. I still want to be up here.
No, that's the elite. But they do that all the time.
Right. But
That's why I'm telling you, that is why they are for socialism, because it preserves their wealth. People don't understand that. Elite exists in socialism.
Oh, of course.
Without being bothered.
Right. In communism,
because they are preserved.
Right. They say it's all one class. It's not all one class.
Of course it's not.
AOC. Why do they call her AOC? They should call her AHawk. AHawk. She's dumber than a post. Either that or she's the best liar ever.
Last week's ransomware attack and prevent any potential risk for customers.
You know the tribe they call that group of congresswomen, that AOC, this other one, and there's like 3 or 4.
The squad.
It's the fucking worst thing that ever happened to this country.
Yeah, but see, and she's the only one that's good looking. The other ones look like they're fucking.
I don't care about what they look like, but
but that's what got her going. So she was this bartender in New York, and she rose to be this. Kind of like what Jay Anderson and stuff, and stuff rose and got a political start.
Did you hear Ross today? Yeah. He was admitting there is no substantiation behind anything.
No, but there's a lot out there, right? He doesn't even.
Yeah. That's what he said yesterday when I texted him.
It's fucking nothing. I mean, it's just not fair, though. I don't think.
Well,
do you think that woman or whoever is trying to railroad him?
She went ahead of not Congress, but the House or whatever. She talked to the government, the Colorado State Legislature. Yeah, why? Telling them, look what's going on.
Why did she get the complaints? Is she like a counselor?
Ross didn't even know what her position was.
Yeah, why?
I don't know.
Is she black or white? Do we know?
No idea. No idea.
Why, how come no one's saying anything?
That's a great question.
That's so weird.
Yes, it is weird.
It'd be fucked up if it was like his wife. Ah. Well, how do you know? How do you know?
Because even all these other, that would be
89 degrees. How do you know? That's right, damn it. Good thinking. I'm glad you thought that.
I thought some good things.
Recipes you love, meet Cool Mint and world famous soft serve, blended together in this chocolatey, minty masterpiece. Grab it today. Only at your DQ.
All this stuff just makes me so angry about it. And the thing about it is, the Democrat, and how they think this isn't going to happen. I mean, where in history have they ever just gave free money out and it kept their economy? That's how Rome, one of the reasons Rome fell.
Mark. Yes, you went skydiving with your son, huh?
I've been skydiving with my son, my daughter, myself.
Yeah, but it's fake skydiving, though.
Heaven jumps or
all tandem. I have no interest in taking classes to skydive. I like it. I enjoy the tandem. Quite frankly, it's fun as hell. I just have no interest in going out on weekends and doing it. It's something I do maybe once every 2 years. My son will probably never do it again. I mean, he might do it with his son at some point, but he was like, I did it. That was not my thing. My daughter loved it. I love it.
Yeah. So my
who is it? Oh, not a spot there. You've got like 100 jumps, right?
I got about 400 jumps.
400? Don't you have to do like roughly 20 to start jumping yourself?
It just depends on how you learn these.
Welcome to the show, the only show of its kind. We're here to solve problems, answer questions, take complaints, make your life just a little bit better. Here's the deal. You've been ripped off. You've been taken advantage of. We want to hear from you. Maybe you just have a question. We have a list of experts at referrallist.com that are simply magnificent people. These people not only are the businesses to use, but they help us. They help us going after the bad guys. That's it. You can also check out sleazebrigade.com if you haven't been there in a while. Tom's in the middle of updating a bunch of people that have, they have joined the Sleaze Brigade ranks. So you need to check them out. How many new people have you put up?
All right, hold on.
How many?
They're in the what's called in the queue. In the hopper. Seriously, we have a ton of them, and I have a list of them that I sent to you guys on just what that looks like. And I'm going to go over them to remind people, because until they're up there, there won't be sufficient warning. But I'm going to go over that. The new members that will be up there on the Sleaze Brigade. So, hold on. 303-713-TALK. Let's get to Jason, because he's on a short lunch break, and I want to help him. So hold on, and let's get to him. And then I'll remind you of the newest Sleaze Brigade members. Jason, what's going on, sir? What's happening?
So I received a letter in the mail that says something about a writ of garnishment.
Yeah. Now, a writ of garnishment, by the way, just so you know, before someone can get a writ of garnishment, they first have to have a judgment. A judgment requires that you're served and that you are found to have, in a civil court, to owe the money. What is this debt?
So this is a debt from a paycheck cashing place from 2010.
Now, is this is this a payday loan?
Yeah, it's actually from a company called Loan Stop.
Okay, so here's what I want to know. If it's 10 years old, they can't get a judgment unless they already got a judgment but just didn't do anything about it. So here's what I want to know. Is this from a debt that you remember?
Yeah, but like on my credit report, I had honestly spaced out about it because I checked my credit report and nothing comes up on there and pertaining to it or anything like that.
All right, Jason, I'm trying to help you, so I need to know the dirty facts. In other words, was there a judgment against you from this place?
No, I didn't have to go to court. I wasn't served anything along those lines.
Okay,
At
now
the bottom of the letter it says that they'll accept a payment plan.
Hold
in
on.
order to prevent this.
Listen, Jason. This could be what's called ghosting, which is going to old debts and tricking people into making a payment. Now, do you know what happens if they trick you into making a payment? If they say, hey, we'll take payments, and then you send them a dime? What happens is
then it starts it over.
That's right. So they have 6 years to collect that. Well, no, they actually can collect it after that, but they only have 6 years to use the courts. Once that 6 years goes, they have no teeth. It's critical that we find out if this writ of garnishment is tied to a case number. That case number would have a return of service in there. Now, I want to say something, Jason. It would not be beyond unscrupulous collectors to create gutter service. That means they pretend that they served you back in the day. And then they went to court and got a judgment without you ever knowing about it. So I need to know, is there a case number on this writ of garnishment?
Well, from the lawyer's office, there's a file number, but it doesn't have a case number through them or anything.
Who's the attorney?
So, James G. Anderson.
Okay. Listen, Jason, you're going to have to do some legwork on this. And here's what you have to do. You have to ask that law firm for a case number. You want to research the judgment. Because you tell him straight up, because without a judgment, their right to collect this expired. Okay?
Okay.
That's what you say. That's what you say. Now, are you sure in the last 6 years there was zero activity on this?
Yeah, it's not even on my credit report. This is from 10 years ago.
Okay. I have a feeling, Jason, they're just trying to shake you down.
That's kind of what the letter sounds like.
So, here's what you do. I'm not giving you legal advice. I'm going to tell you what I would do, and I want you to either take it or leave it. I would call the attorney, and I would say, I'm in receipt, or I'd write a letter. I'd either write or both. And if he has an email, I'd email him and then call, and I'd say, I'm in receipt of this collection notice or writ of garnishment. When you say writ of garnishment, did your employer actually get served with a writ of garnishment?
No, I've been at the same company for 3 years, and nothing's been coming out of my check.
Here's what I want to know. That thing you're holding that you call it a writ of garnishment, what is it?
It says pursuant to the writ of garnishment. It's just a letter from an attorney.
Wait. Pursuant to the writ of garnishment, as if he already got one?
That's what it sounds like.
Listen, send us a letter. Please send us the letter. Send us the letter.
Okay.
That's what I need to do right now. And then but what I would do is I would say, listen, I need to know the case number on this and when the judgment was filed. That's the bottom line. Suzanne, have him get us that letter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So we were talking about what makes up a good window with K&H Home Solutions. They do more than windows, but in the windows, we talked about extruded vinyl. We talked about also it being filled with closed cell foam. And then I want to talk about the insulated glass unit. People call it the IGU. I'd like to know, and I'm getting honest opinions from Ted. Ted Rowland is here, the owner. I want to know what is, for example, the best. Is double better than single? Is triple better than double? Are they, the more you add, the better it gets? Talk about, we know we don't want single.
Yeah, you don't want single pane
glass. What's the difference between double and triple? And do you really need a triple?
Well, triple pane is going to give you better insulation value because you've got two air pockets. So the big question is it going to give you enough better to justify the cost?
So,
right.
What do you think?
So, in most cases, unless you have an area of your house where you get a lot of sun, a lot of heat, like a southwest exposure, probably isn't going to make that much of a difference, in all honesty. Okay. The other thing you have is double strength glass and single strength glass. And surprisingly enough, I thought that all glass that comes into Colorado is double strength, and I found out several years ago that it isn't. And that's a question that nobody really asks. So that really is an important question in whether you get double pane or triple pane. Is the glass single strength or double strength? Because single strength glass is going to tend to blow out a lot quicker. Because the pressure changes, because most glass is built at, down at sea level or close to.
What is double strength glass considered? How thick is the pane?
So double strength glass is roughly 1/8 of an inch thick, and single strength is half that, 1/16 of an inch thick.
Okay, so that is really important to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want double pane minimum with, it suffices, let's say, double pane.
Double strength.
Double strength. What else?
Then you're looking at, is there going to be a gas fill in there? And most
I don't think gas is all what it's cracked up to be, personally, because don't you lose that gas over time?
You do lose that gas over time, and I can't really tell you how long that takes. I think years, maybe 5-10 years before it seeps out.
Yeah, but you're paying a lot more for it.
You're paying a little more for it. The difference between gas fill and no gas fill isn't that substantial.
Do you sell gas filled?
Yeah, we actually sell both ways. If you don't have gas fill, there is a product that goes on one of the panes of glass known as I-85, which basically substitutes for the gas.
Is that what they used to call like E something? What was that?
Low E.
Heat mirror? Or
Low E.
Low E?
Yeah.
Well, what is it? Some kind of film that goes on the glass?
Yeah. Low E is a film that is coated on the inside of the glass, so it's inside between the panes of glass.
But what do you call it? It's not Low E. You haven't. What are you just calling this other one? You say
the I-85 is a form of Low E. And, it gets pretty technical.
Is I-85 a brand, or is I-85?
It's just a different type of Low E.
Okay, so basically a Low E coating is what we're... Low E coating now, that works.
Yeah. Yeah, there really isn't...
But I don't think you need gas filled, and I don't know if I'm going against your salespeople, but I'm saying I don't really have, and I've never seen the need for it. What do you think? I mean, you sell both. You don't, obviously you make more money on gas filled, right?
No, because if we do the I-85, and you're charging for that, or you're charging them for gas.
I think I-85 is better than gas, in my opinion. What do you think?
I think that at this altitude,
it'll last longer.
Yeah.
Okay, 303-713-8255 if you have any questions. Right now, let's talk to Charlotte, who's been waiting a while. Hi, Charlotte. What's going on?
Oh, hi there. Thanks for taking my call. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, and thanks for waiting, Charlotte. How can we help you with foundations?
Yeah. I'm a young teacher. My husband. Well, I'm getting married at the end of this month. My husband and I bought a house at the end of October. It was a fix and flip. At the end of March, we noticed a corner of the basement was flooding. It's gotten worse and worse. To the point we've made like a levee out of sand.
Now, hold on. The basement is flooding how? From underneath or from outside?
Yeah, so it's we have since had the drywall removed, and it is seeping through the foundation.
All right, hold on then. Let me just take you and give you more time. We got more coming up. I'm Tom Martino.
September 10th, 2001, one block from the World Trade Center. Security cameras captured the last known images of Dr. Sneha and Philip as she shops. The next day, chaos. Missing on 9/11.
Gas or another gas. Is there that much of a difference? Well, argon gas, it has to do with the molecules of gas are larger. So they provide better insulation as the exterior heats up or cools down. It insulates better in terms of slowing down the...
QCColorado.com. That's the place where you find out about the Quiet Cool Whole House fan. Last night was the first time we needed air conditioning. Okay? Here's what I've been telling you. The last 2 years I've had it, we've used our air conditioner about 10% of the time. Last night, we used the air conditioner for a little while. But then in the dead of night, or in the early morning hours, we turned it off. So the whole house fan definitely helps to bring up cool air from lower levels, especially the basement, and then destratifies the air, makes it more even when you use, of course, your air, and your house is more energy efficient. QC Colorado will save you money. QC Colorado will make your house more comfortable, and you will have clean, fresh, cool air. QCColorado.com. Personal experience, 303-800-3419. Less than 2 hours to install, remote controlled, no wiring in the walls. 303-800-3419. Estate planning is important. I don't have to convince you of that. You need BlakeHarrisLaw.com. Blake Harris is the expert I use. I used him in my new consumer magazine, 303consumer.com. You can download that copy. In the centerfold, he does an article on the 10 mistakes people make when estate planning. One of those mistakes is not planning. Blake Harris can go through that with you. He doesn't charge you for talking. He doesn't charge you for the consultation. You can ask him any question you need. 833-ASK-BLAKE. He'd be happy to talk to you. Then if you decide to use him, he has flat rates for everything he does, whether it's a trust, a will. Maybe you just need a beneficiary deed for a house, or you want to help make this account a payable on death account at the bank. BlakeHarrisLaw.com, 833-ASK-BLAKE.
You know, this guy going back up to the Harry Thon, this fucking guy, man.
Which guy?
I'm telling you, he took our callers' money and shuffled it off to fucking Lake County. They're in the midst of going after his performance bond. This guy's a fucking clown, man.
Oh, Mark, are you saying right now?
I'm talking to a councilwoman up there. She won't give me too much because there's current legal action.
For this guy or not?
I think this fucker might end up in jail soon.
But do you think he might come through on this guy?
Let's hope he does.
I don't think he has any. I don't think this guy's going to end up with a house or contract. No way.
So he's giving you the rope-a-dope about needing a transport for the trail and all that stuff, Mark?
No, I think he's got high hopes of getting this thing done. I think he does. I think in his own brain he thinks he's going to be able to pull this off. And for the caller's sake, I hope he can. But Lake County is closing in on this fucking guy.
Oh, Mark.
If that performance bond doesn't pay all these people, they're going to fucking lock this guy up, I bet.
We got a problem.
So,
what?
We got a problem.
You're saying that because Algon has to hire me.
We're doing everything we can.
I know.
The nitrogen.
We're pressuring the shit out of them. My next step is calling the fucking DA up there.
Right?
And the nice part is the DA is already going to know all about it because he works for the fucking county.
The nitrogen, so therefore it's a little bit more dense.
Right. So it slows down the transmission of the heat of the cold.
Right, a little bit more.
Check the spot alerts. I'm guessing that second one did not work with our guest. Did that work?
Oh, no, I can do it.
Because it sounds like people don't understand that if it's not gas-filled,
what choice do I have?
Which it's not.
Pull up your Genesis. That's all solar. Solar only.
You're right, yeah. And that's where
you have your bullet points?
Escapes are because the argon is always a good mystery.
It's all solar.
Right.
I got it, bro.
Are there new solar points?
Yes, I uploaded them. I sent them to you.
Right.
Okay, it's a different phone number, different
I gotta
website.
go get it, bro. I gotta go get it. So I know I put it in my production folder.
So I can't imagine, especially when you
Just swap
consider
it out
that
for the next one.
the argon's molecular weight is 17. Oxygen is 16, 8, and nitrogen I think is 6 or 7. So there's a little bit of a difference.
Okay, there it is, bro. Got it.
But I can't imagine, if there's a big extra cost.
It's a whole number. Wait, the number's completely. Is that what we want? Do we want another number?
Yes, everything is different.
Oh, yeah.
Website, everything is different. The solar spots are nothing but solar.
I get it.
To isolate it.
I don't know if it's wise for him to do that.
So Tom, I'm going to have to leave about 12:30.
Oh, go screw yourself.
Everybody tells me that. I don't know why.
We're going to bring in a lot of food after 12:45.
When was your last jump?
My last jump? My last jump was about 35 years ago.
Oh,
come on, you old fart.
Did you do
How
squares?
come you won't go up again? Did something happen? Be honest here. Your chute didn't open?
No, I decided to become responsible because I had little kids. And I just
That'll do it.
Now you have grandkids, right?
But the guy that I used to jump with a lot, a good friend of mine, his daughter started jumping.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, now, let's talk. We left off, and we really need to help her. She has a house they bought in 2020 to fix and flip, and the basement's flooding. Charlotte, the basement is flooding. You're saying the wall is leaking. Is it coming? Okay. Are you sure the wall is leaking like in the middle, or is it coming in through the sill plate, it's called?
I've got a video of it. It literally just seeps through the concrete. Another part of this is that there's a contracting company that extended a warranty before we purchased it because it was a fix and flip. We'd called them out to come fix it. They've tried 4 times. However, each time they've tried, they probably canceled at least 5 times prior. We've asked them to come out again. They say, we're going to come out, we're going to put up a waterproof membrane. However, they've probably literally canceled 8 times, and they will not come out.
Okay, Charlotte, let's talk about several things. Was there any disclosure when you bought it about the foundation?
No.
Do you think they knew? Do you think is there a place to talk about that flooding or leaking or water or anything? Is there a place on it?
No, not on the warranty.
No, that's not what I'm asking, Charlotte. When you buy a house, the seller has to disclose defects.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a place on your disclosure sheet where it talks about water coming into the basement or flooding or anything?
There is not.
So it wasn't even addressed. Okay. So they didn't lie to you or hide it from you is what I'm trying to get at. Did you have a home inspection?
I don't think so. Yeah, we had an inspection, yes.
Did the inspection see any problem?
The inspector noticed that there was a visible big crack in the foundation, and he suggested it be filled.
Is that where it's leaking, in the crack?
Somewhat, and they fixed that one. However, it's the leak is in the corner. They fixed one wall, and it's the other wall.
Okay,
that now it's water. Yeah.
So you have a warranty. Tell me about this warranty. You bought this warranty?
Yeah.
And does it cover?
It was transferred to us.
What's that?
It was transferred through the realtor who fixed and flipped the house. It's his construction company.
Okay, got it. Got it. So this fix and flip was not you fixing up the house. It was someone else's. It was someone else's fix and flip. I got it. So you bought this house from a real estate person who flipped it. I got it. Now, and he offered you on the warranty. Does it address the foundation?
Yeah, I've got it actually in front of me right here. It says stabilize 4 foundational walls. Straighten of walls will be attempted.
No, that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking the warranty.
Okay.
What does the warranty say they will cover when it comes to the foundation?
Yep. It is all we have is a concrete warranty. It's about 2 paragraphs. I can read it to you if you want.
Go ahead.
That's going to be for flat work.
Just wait. What does it say?
It says concrete warranty. This is a 1-year warranty on concrete work. Any claims made 1 year or more after the work has been done won't be honored. The warranty starts after the work is paid in full. Any work that has not been paid in full does not have a warranty of any kind. The warranty covers the following: settlement of 1/4 of an inch or more, heaving of 1/4 inch or more, cracks measuring 1/4 inch or more in width regardless of length. Due to the soil types found in Colorado, cracks and other problems are expected to occur. There will be no warranty against any of the following: cracks in the control joints, hairline cracks, chipping in any corners, peeling on surfaces, discoloration for any kind, unhappiness regarding the color of the concrete, or any other problem that is not covered under Section 2. That's pretty much
okay. That's talking about flat work. That's not talking about the foundation, although it doesn't say it excludes the foundation. So if you had cracks in the foundation, it would cover it. But I'd like to, I think it would cover it. Now, here's what I'd like to know. The fault itself, the foundation itself, does that warranty say anything about covering the foundation?
No, but
Okay.
but he's come out to fix
No,
it.
no, I know that. But what I'm getting at, Charlene, is if push comes to shove, I'm wondering if that warranty has teeth. I'm just telling you, I don't think it does. I don't think that if you really push it, I think this guy could say, you know what, Charlotte, we don't really guarantee, there's no warranty against water intrusion. That's why. Now, I don't want you to go with your tail between your legs and say to the guy, oh, forget it. No. If he's coming out to do it, I mean, let's take advantage of that. But between you and me, I don't think you have a strong warranty against that water intrusion. Now, the good news is water intrusion in a foundation isn't as difficult as people think. However, there are some costs involved that you're going to have to figure out. Some real costs.
Just had an estimate last night. Yeah, it'd be about $1,100 to replace.
1,100.
Or no, 11,000.
Okay.
11,000. Yeah.
To do what? To do what?
I'm just to basically fix the sump pump, to put a waterproof membrane. And
here's what has to happen. Here's what has to happen. They're right. You need a French drain, a sump pump. You need waterproofing. You need those 3 items. They're right. Whoever gave, and you need a company that we know and trust, not someone you find just willy-nilly. However, I'm not sure you're going to get this guy to cover that. Maybe we can scare him into chipping in if he has a real estate license and all that. I got to figure out who would be best suited for this to talk to the guy and try to negotiate it. Doc, how do you feel about that one? How do you? Okay, but I mean, we have to keep in mind we don't have a lot of teeth in that warranty. I want you to send us the warranty, but maybe what we do, Doc, is, hey man, this thing's a flooding, and here's what I would say to him: it's obvious. It's happened before she owned it. I wouldn't even, and then because he might say, well, who cares? It wasn't on the disclosure to disclose. I think we might maybe BS him a little. I'm sorry to use the word, but we got to get him to come through on at least chipping in on this thing. Charlotte, if that's the only, listen, I know this doesn't sound like a big consolation to you, but if that's the only problem you have with the warranty, that is not ultra serious. With the house. No, I'm serious. The water intrusion in a foundation is not unheard of here, and it's not that difficult to fix. So that's the good news. But it is costly, I know, and you don't have the money. I get what you're saying. It's not optimal, but I don't think it's going to be as bad as we think, and maybe we can get this guy to chip in. Deputy Doc?
Does homeowners insurance cover that, Tom?
Oh, hell no. Not unless something caused it.
Okay, I was just asking.
No. Now, the damage, if she had furniture down there that got damaged, it could be. It's possible. Unless
they cover the damage, but it was just, we had to rip out the carpets and the carpet patch.
However, I'm surprised they did that because technically that's flooding, and flooding isn't covered. I don't even know how you got that covered. I don't even know, because when water flows inside the house, it's considered flooding. Whenever groundwater flows in the house, for example, if you had a window break and rain came in and destroyed stuff, it would be covered. If that rain hit the ground and came in, it would not be covered. I mean, seriously, that's how technical they get. We have more coming up. Hold on, Charlotte. Deputy Doc is going to talk to you.
So if he's been out there multiple times, at least it sounds like he's...
That's right, so maybe we can get him to really fix it.
Yeah. Tom, do we want one of our Darlish members to go out there and get an estimate?
Yeah, we have somebody
before
that
I talk
does
to
it.
them, or
who does that kind of repair?
Where's she at?
I don't know. Find out all that, and then where she is, and we'll figure it out. Oh, are you leaving now? Can you wait? I'll do the special right after you come back. Right after we come back. Okay. Let's do this. Talk about it.
My scholars love you, but if I don't get there to sign your checks,
I'm gonna leave.
Then
they don't love you.
Really? Yeah. Strange how that is.
Money is an issue?
Only on payday.
Hey, DQ fans.
10 seconds get found and
If you love, meet
Genesis is short.
What's his name?
famous
Terry?
saucer. Blended together in this
Give him a good
chocolatey
first one,
minty masterpiece.
Genesis.
Grab it today.
Who was the guy Harry thong? It's Terry.
Terry.
T-E-R-R. Y or I?
Let's talk about
Why?
solar systems. Finally, we have a great company, Genesis. Total Exterior is doing Genesis Solar, CO.com. Genesis, a free site evaluation for solar efficiency. Genesis Solar is the only solar company to offer you both a 25-year bumper-to-bumper equipment warranty and an energy production guarantee. You don't have to worry about Genesis. They've been in business for years. And you'll have a worry-free solar system for 25 years. 720-667-4760. 720-667-4760. GenesisSolarCO.com. All right, let's talk about GetFoundFast.com. That's a website where you go and get a free valuation of your website. GetFoundFast.com. Here's what happens. When you have a website, you want to be sure that it is performing properly. And the only way to know that is to get an analysis. You want to be sure that it's organized, that search engines can find it, and that it's doing you justice. No matter how you think it's performing, find out for sure. GetFoundFast.com. What is that about?
Homeless take over a tunnel going into a school or something near a school.
By L.A.
In Los Angeles.
Yeah, you won't see
so
that.
they're down interviewing the homeless.
You won't see that on CNN.
Near the school.
They take, I don't understand take over. That's the part I'm not getting.
Well,
Ken, am I supposed to hang up?
Like they're not allowing other
I'll
people
call him
down
in a
there?
bit.
Okay, I'll tell him.
It's only for specific homeless. Dan, she's in Broomfield. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good question. Why is there a fucking tunnel under a school?
It's not. It's near a school.
Oh, near a school.
It doesn't say under a school or in a school. It's near a school.
I don't know. And I still don't understand take over.
Well, it just means they invaded it. So there's probably 100 of them in there. It's not like
Can you imagine living in a fucking tunnel?
Yeah, it's better than living outside.
It's L.A. I don't know if that's
It'd be
true or
cool.
not.
It'd be cool. No, it'd be cool down there.
Oh, that's true. It probably would be. They probably got air conditioning, Dan. Probably rooms. They got TVs.
You could try High Plains Contracting and then see if that guy would go out there. His name is Todd.
For what?
Well, I'm saying, should we get one of our people get an estimate?
How to fix it?
Yeah, before I call the contractor.
Where is
Broomfield?
Broomfield.
He's in Broomfield. Todd.
I bet Genesis would have a good foundation guy.
Right. Well, really, it's what they're going to end up needing is like what Tom said, is French drain. I don't know, but
we've got Coil Engineering on the referral list.
But that's different. They do propping up. Her foundation's not going down. She just has water injury.
Okay.
So my only question was, should we have one of our guys go out there before I call, or should I call? So ask Genesis or High Plains Contracting. Or have Tom or one of you guys see if they'll do it.
That's crazy, man. Fucking living in a tunnel.
Well, it doesn't rain in a tunnel.
George would get down there with the old people.
I guess depending on what your alternative is. Yeah, it doesn't rain down there. It's cool. Probably has electricity. Well, it doesn't rain very much in L.A.
It's just, it's so amazing.
It's great for fire. Fire comes through when you're fine. But in L.A., don't you remember they say when in Southern California it doesn't rain, it pours? Remember that song? Tunnel split. So
yeah, you don't want to be in a foot.
No.
That's probably what that tunnel is, like some kind of aqueduct or something. Right? I mean, what else would it be?
I don't know.
That would be fucked up, wouldn't it?
The tunnel people. Simple inflammation reduction. So what, you want me to call one of them? Yeah. See if they go out there? Yeah. Well, let me get Charlotte's. Yeah, get her. How much time do we have? Enough time to make a phone call?
Crypto-backed loans.
I tell you, I still don't understand.
How much you understand of that?
What's
Of
that?
crypto?
Yeah.
As much as Eli explained on Saturday Night Live during the news. Did you watch that? It's fucking great.
But the thing about it is people aren't using it to buy. The only give stuff to buy is to pay off ransom. Otherwise, it's strictly an investment.
Yeah, but then the government apparently knows how to break that shit.
So. It seems to be like a commodity. But it's not even a
It is.
commodity.
It's fucking pork bellies, man.
No, it's not. Pork bellies, you got a pork belly. You
Not
got
when they're futures.
Well, no, but if you keep them, you can actually get delivery of that stuff. You want some pork bellies? Get
No, I don't. I've heard of people buying millions of pounds of pork bellies, never having them actually delivered.
Well, they get delivered to somebody.
Most option contracts, I guess technically you can turn around and buy all that stock.
Hi, Tom Martino, your
Troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. All right. We have a lot of problems, questions, and complaints to handle. Let's get to people who've been waiting. And you can call at 303-713-TALK. First, I want to give Ted, he has to leave, and I want to do a special. K&H Home Solutions. They have a magazine special, by the way, 303consumer.com. If you download the digital copy, you can see a code. The way it works, explain how it works, the ad.
Well, there's a special code word that is buried in there. And if you find it, and when you have your appointment with our representative, just show that to them, and they'll give you an additional 10% off whatever the
best deal is. So an additional 10% off the best deal, right? And then you're going to do an additional 5% till the end of
the weekend.
So, and you don't have to have the work done, obviously. Just call. You don't even have to have the meeting, but call to set it up. And you will preserve the 10% with the code word in the ad and the 5%. 303consumer.com, download the digital issue, look for K&H, and then the ad is self-explanatory where you can find a code word. It's there explained, and then you get an extra 5% through the end of the week. And, of course, you have Soft Life Windows, the Energy Star winner. You have also
Provia entry doors.
Yep.
We have Everlast siding.
Of course, that to me, I'm sold on that stuff.
Yep.
And K&H Home Solutions, to get in touch with you, they can make their own appointment if they want, khwindows.com. That's khwindows.com or 303-421-7100. Anything else? We'll see you next time we send you out on a job to check for quality. And of course, if people need to avoid that, just call K&H to begin with.
That's right.
303-421-7100.
Thanks a lot, Tom. It's great being here.
Thank you very much as our second guest. All right, Ben. Sam. What is going on with Sam? Yes, Sam. What's happening?
Good afternoon, Tom. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. What's happening?
Okay, I got a problem. I got a problem with State Farm auto insurance.
Yes, sir. What's going on?
This took place April the 20th at about 2:30 in the afternoon.
What happened?
We're going north on Wadsworth.
Yeah.
A truck next to me is loaded with pallets. The pallet falls off the truck, hits my car. I chase the man 3 blocks, get him to stop. I take a picture of his truck, take a picture of his driver's license, take a picture of his insurance card. Then I in turn, and his license plate of his truck. Then I in turn call the the number on his insurance card, which is a non-working number.
Wow.
Then I call the 800 State Farm, talking to a gentleman by the name of Alan, and I'm sent them pictures of what I took, and Alan is telling me that they had got hold of that policy holder, and he is denying that this has ever happened.
Of course. What
is my next step?
Sue him. You sue the guy in small claims court, is it more than $7,500 in damage?
No, it's less.
You sue him.
I had 2 estimates done on the car, and it's under $1,000.
Okay, but you sue him in small claims court. You don't care what his insurance says or what he says. If you have all that proof, you have those pics. You just sue him. Did you get any witnesses?
Well, you could say my wife because she was with me in the car.
Well, no, that's a witness. That's a witness for sure. I mean, I don't see this guy totally denied everything.
Yes.
And of course, State Farm will never volunteer coverage ever.
Yeah, because they're saying they're not going to do anything because he's denying this ever happened.
No, I understand that. I understand that. And by the way, that's not, as much as I hate State Farm, you can't make them cover something that the policyholder is denying, Now,
and the other crazy thing, Tom, is the picture that I took of the back of his truck. The man is in the picture, and I'm trying to tell Ellen he's in the picture.
And did you send this stuff to State Farm?
Yes.
And what did they say?
They're saying that the driver is denying this ever happened.
Did they ask him about the picture?
I have no clue.
No, I'd go to small claims court.
Well, definitely, but maybe they're not denying that he's got a picture of the guy in the truck. The guy's denying anything ever fell off his truck.
Yeah, because, what you just asked me, because when I talked to Ellen asked me if I took a picture of the pallet. And I told him, I says, it was 3 blocks down the road. I had to chase this man to stop him.
Well, okay, what? Hold on.
You should have called the cops.
You said there were pallets.
Well, we went to file a counter report.
Good.
I filled out a counter report, and I sent that number to them.
Good. How many pallets fell off the truck?
Just 1.
And you don't have a picture of that pallet?
No. But I got a picture of the back of the truck loaded with the pallets.
Missing. Yeah, I'd take them to small claims.
I would.
It's perfect.
Especially with your wife. I mean, 2 people testifying.
And the picture of the truck and the pallet.
And the guy, and why, and then
police report.
And why did the guy give you a picture of his license? Why did he do that and his insurance? I mean, if you get him in court, you chew him up. Oh, I was never there. Why would you take a picture of him? I mean, that guy took out his license and gave it to you to take a picture of, right? Or did you take a picture of the license plate?
I've got both.
Of his driver's license?
I have a picture of his driver's license.
How does he explain that? You know what, this creep? I really want to follow this along, man.
What company is it?
State Farm.
No. What company did this guy work for? That's who you're going to end up suing, not him.
On the truck.
What?
There's nothing on the doors of the truck.
I would sue the driver, Mark. I wouldn't.
Well, I'd sue whoever is the registered owner of the truck.
Well, I would sue the driver who was driving and was negligent. That's who I'd sue. I mean, you might want to shotgun it and sue those other people, but I wouldn't go through too much trouble trying to find him. If it was obvious you could do it. Do you think it was his truck?
I'm more than sure because
you got the license plate. You got the license plate. Run the license plate.
You know what? We can. Suzanne's got a contact. We can do that.
Let's run the license plate and see who owns it. Let's follow this up. I like this one.
Yeah, I'll help him out with some of the paperwork.
We got more coming up.
I can't believe they denied it.
Well, because the guy said
well, wait, he might have had one of those signs on his truck.
It doesn't, but you.
I'll do.
You make him down and
I'll do Fuller.
Take the guy to small claims court. That's it.
Who do I have, dude?
Master and Paragon.
What's that? You make him out and have a molehill. Take the guy to small claims court. End of story. The thing about it, if it was a business truck, the business is probably going to want to take care of it.
No, ultimately, that's what I'm saying. The business will pay.
Yeah, but if you sue
and
him,
the business probably has money where this guy might not.
Right.
But you know what you do? You list them both.
It's less than $1,000. Did you get the registration? That would show the truck owner.
So I'll do master, then you do, and then I'll do, right?
Yeah. So, Dan, this lady's in Brooklyn.
Hold on, Doc.
Oh.
All right, you've heard the old saying, there's no such thing as a free lunch, but there is such thing as getting a licensed, insured plumber to your house for a free estimate. It doesn't matter what it's for. The guys at Master Rooter are so good with their pricing, and they're so positive about their people. They actually do free estimates in the Denver metro area. No other plumbers do that. They've been on our referral list for over 10 years, and if you ever need a sewer line or water line, my goodness, these guys will save you a fortune. They own their own excavation company. The best prices, the best people, 720-434-3406, Master Rooter Plumbing on our referral list at referralist.com.
After you're in an accident that involves injuries, don't let too much time pass before talking to an attorney. And you can get free legal advice with no obligation from John Fuller, Fuller Law. I've been recommending him for years. What John will do is talk to you about the details of your case, give you an honest-to-God opinion of the collectability, what it's worth, what he thinks he can do. There is no obligation to hire him, but you'll get all that information and free advice, free legal advice. Now, if you decide to hire him, it's on contingency. You only pay if he collects for you. 303-597-4500. 303-597-4500.
You know, insurance companies have adjusters. We just talked about one. You know, State Farm or whoever it was, Allstate, said they weren't going to pay this guy. A pallet falls off a truck, this guy's not going to get anything. You know, homeowners insurance companies are probably the worst. Let's say you get hail damage. Here, I'll tell you a true story. I had hail damage. My neighbors were getting a new roof. My insurance company said, you don't have any damage. And I said, well, how about this and that? They said, too bad. You know what I did? I fought back. I hired Matt at Paragon Services. Ultimately, I got $70,000 when initially my homeowner's insurance company said I get nothing. This guy's great. If you need any help, he'll help you out. He can talk to you over the phone. He can even go back on claims that were within the last 2 years, reopen them, and get you more money. 719-726-0020. You need to talk to Matt if you have any issues with your homeowner's policy or commercial insurance policies. 719-726-0020. Okay. Oh, I hope this goes good out there in California, man.
What are you going out there to live in a tunnel?
I'm going to go out and join the mole people.
So this guy said there's a YouTube
You
video
want to have
people
one of our
that are in
guys go
Vegas.
out and look at the
shit.
foundation and what we call the contract.
Last time I was in Vegas, downtown was horrible. But the strip, the strip doesn't seem bad. They must.
What sequence?
I don't know. It seems fine.
So why do you think there's so many?
We should see what it's going to
Why
take.
is it this balloon?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what I think is, well, first of all, there's a lot bigger population now than there was 50 years ago.
No, 20
population.
last 20 years.
Hey, Dan?
No, I'd say.
Oh, Thompson, send one of our guys out
Say
there.
40.
It's 2292 Ridge Drive.
I don't know, man. I don't know why there's so many more, but population definitely.
And her phone number
and they migrate
is
together.
303-437-0972.
And then when places like Denver open up parks to them, you know, they all migrate to that park.
Well, there's no doubt, and what's his name is Capitals is right. When they legalized marijuana, that brought in a lot of young homeless people.
Yeah, but now it's everywhere.
Yeah, now it's everywhere. But I did see that change downtown when they did it.
Well, I'll tell you, Catholics.
Yeah, but even prior to that, Denver was, what did they call it? If you had under an ounce or 3 ounces, I mean, they only gave you a fucking ticket.
Right, but now it was, they decriminalized it, that's what they called it. Decriminalizing it.
Wasn't there, didn't Washington decriminalize like every drug?
Oregon.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Every drug?
Yeah, you can have crack and coke. And
oh, come on, really?
LSD. Heroin, of course, is the biggie, I guess.
See, I think they should make it all legal. If you want to kill yourself and overdose on heroin or meth, be my guest.
I've said that. I go back and forth.
I talk about that all the time.
It's social Darwinism.
People thought I was crazy. But
no, I believe that. If you want to abuse drugs and, you know, you're not going to rob me to get your drugs, then fine, OD on it. Who cares?
And screw your kids, the kids that they have.
That's
well, no, then you take
that's the other side to that. That's the other side to making it legal, though, is the children, man.
But you take care of the children.
Hey, guess who just emailed me? Thomas emailed me. Thomas.
About what?
Probably just prepping us. There's been an 8-month break.
On what?
Thomas Howard.
Oh, fuck. That is a fucking nightmare I wanted to forget.
He's back.
God, oh, no, seriously, fucking nightmare. What does he say is going on? Ugh.
You know, I'm disappointed, guys. We haven't heard from Drew in at least 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah. Look at this right now. If you see fit, line her up. See this.
Jesus Christ. Just get ready to spend thousands every 5 seconds. Fucking hate it.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Bennett, I'm not sure what you're commenting on. Go ahead, Bennett.
Hey, Tom, how you doing, my man?
Good. What's happening, sir?
Well, I want to comment on 2 things yesterday. One was Albertus Simmons. If this man is doing what he's doing for the community, welcome. The second comment I have is you and Mark absolutely nailed what is going on with the school board.
What does that mean?
Well, you're giving the gentleman the opportunity to be checked out if he has had 60 complaints or not.
Well, what we found out is I don't even know if it's a woman at this point, but one person came forward and said that there were 60 or 62 different children that have come forward with different allegations. But the interesting part is you can't find one name of any of these kids or anybody else besides this one woman. But honestly, it's the strangest damn thing. I don't know what to make of it, Tom. What do you make of it now that we know a little more about it?
Right now, I say put up or shut up. If they don't have evidence or they don't have real people and real names, don't crucify the guy. That's what I say. I mean, I don't like when anyone does it. Now, this guy is unpopular with some people because he wears his hat backwards. He took the police out of schools. He is mostly progressive and liberal. So he is mostly unpopular with conservative people. So they love to latch on, just like everyone. Everyone has, listen, man, everyone loves to criticize who they don't agree with. I'm not saying this guy's a saint. I'm not saying he's anything. I don't know enough. And all I hear are baseless accusations at this point.
You know what's odd, though?
I hope to God I'm never judged by baseless accusations.
Black Lives Matter, whatever chapter it is there, is the ones that kind of brought this to light.
You know what? That's what we were told, but I don't even know that.
Tom, I have one last question.
Yeah?
I am getting flooded with emails about my Medicare. Is this legitimate or is this a scam?
What do you mean by a scam? Like, I mean, what are the emails? I don't know what the emails are.
No, Tom, they're not emails. They're phone calls.
Okay. Well, what are the phone calls about? What are the phone calls about?
Well, they want me to upgrade my Medicare plans A and B to get glasses, hearing aids.
Here, I'll tell you what it is. They're sales solicitations, and they're mostly not scams. What they're trying to do, they're trying to get you to convert Part A and Part B to Medicare Advantage. The reason is Medicare Advantage does things like glasses and dental, and they do things like they pay health club costs and all of that. But there are many other disadvantages. Now, I examine my life, and I do better with Part A, Part B, and a Cadillac supplement. There are others who would rather surrender their premiums to a private company and get Medicare Advantage. You really should talk to Integra Health, and they will go over what is best for you. That's what I did.
Call John Sr.
Hey, guys, you've been hearing a lot about how well CBD...
I'll tell you, man, they're a wealth of information. That Integra group is
They sure are.
You know, same with Compass. We have really good insurance people.
Okay, Compass and Integra are great. I mean, that's why
they love, and they really, you can tell people, especially owners of companies that love what they do. You can tell both those people just love their industry.
I use them for, don't you use them all, Dan?
No, not Integra. No, I'm not on Medicare yet.
He's got the fucking Cadillac plan from his old employer. He's got the best insurance in this fucking building.
I got the Lincoln. No, I don't know. It's that.
What's that?
I'm looking at doing Advantage.
He's got the best fucking plan.
The only problem thing with Advantage.
What do you mean?
His old oil. No, his old oil company.
Oh, well.
How much do you pay a month?
$155.
$155 fucking dollars.
So can't you keep that for life?
No.
Oh.
Up until Medicare.
Yeah, most companies terminate it at 65 and make you apply for Medicare.
So, unless you work for fucking Congress.
You might want Advantage, but it didn't for me.
So the only problem with it
work for me.
Is going back to it. Is going back. If you have something wrong, like say you go into Advantage, now you got cancer and stuff, so now you got to pay a lot out of your pocket. You're not going to be able to go back to.
No. If you apply for Advantage and you're accepted, then you can keep renewing it.
Right. No, what I'm saying, but if you get sick and have things, you got to pay 20% of your bill.
Well, whatever the plan is.
If with the Advantage and stuff, your supplement, you basically are covered. You're basically everything is free after you pay your supplement.
That's right. I never pay a $1,000.
Advantage doesn't have supplemental things that you put.
How much is that Cadillac supplement cost you?
60 something.
60 a month?
Yeah.
No way, it's more than that.
Okay, I mean, I can let you know. I have it all.
That's dirt fucking shit.
Look, I have it down to the penny what I pay. I'll tell you.
I've never seen him happy with health insurance in 25 fucking years. I know. I've never fucking seen
that
it.
supplement is what he's happy about.
Well, hold on.
I kind of bitch about how the government can't run anything.
People
but
love taking me too.
this.
People love taking me. They fucking love taking me. No, they do. They love it. They say, oh, they love my coverage. Hold on. What I pay.
Oh, he does have it broke down.
What I pay. Hold on. Is Part B, 290. Okay, so Part C, Part D, Medico,
it's
126
a month, and that's everything.
I don't pay for anybody.
Well, but like medication, still you got to pay.
I don't pay a fucking dime. Oh, excuse me. Okay, I pay $3.
Holy God.
For anything?
That's a part
generics.
That's not part of my supplement. Right. Now listen, I paid, add it up, I paid $126 for that.
That's pretty good.
For my D, I paid $30.
Okay. So
30, so 31. Okay. Then for my Part A, that's based on income, so I get to pay more than other people.
How much is that?
Let me tell you here. I get to pay
more than other people.
$294.
So 300, 450.
Well, yeah, that's a lot more than $160.
$450.
That's quite a bit then.
But he pays nothing else.
What are you talking about?
Well,
no, it's nothing.
A lot more than $160.
I pay $1,200 a night.
You said $60 a month.
Well, of course. Okay, so I was wrong. So it was $120. I pay, and I don't pay
$400 something.
Yeah, I know.
And I don't pay a dime of anything.
Dude,
I don't
it's
pay a
only
dime of
$450
for nothing, and I pay for nothing.
I pay $1,200, and I pay for everything.
Is that your concierge in there too?
That's everything.
Okay.
No, of course it's not.
Okay.
It's concierge. Okay. Concierge, no one pays for. Your Advantage won't pay for it.
Right, of course
not. But I don't pay a dime for anything. Oh, by the way, a lot of that concierge is covered by that. But some of it is covered where he can break it down for the blood work.
And he gives you extra.
Yes.
You know what's amazing? I was in the hospital for 22 days. I haven't gotten the bill yet.
I don't know where you're going to get. No one will have a private plan for $400 and some bucks better than that. So that's okay. So
no, his is, but his company is paying the van.
No, but I got to pay stuff. Tom's has got is he doesn't pay anything.
Yeah, but how much? What's a doctor's visit? What do you pay?
Up to 5,000 minutes.
294. What am I? Did you ever add it up? 294.
Yeah, but if you go, like when I just go for, except for once a year, you get a free checkup.
No,
Other than that, if my hand hurts and I go to the doctor, I mean, I pay like $150 for that.
I pay. Look at Dan. 126 plus.
You should go just to see how much you get charged.
Plus 30.
But it's still at 20%. You pay the first 3,000 or whatever. Then
what did Dan? Dan, do you know what I'm paying? I'm adding it up.
$294. I pay $450.
That's what we just said.
Yeah, $450 for every.
That's great.
I've never had better coverage.
You used to pay $1,200 for nothing.
Right.
That's what, plus your Medicare though. Which I know is free, but that's on top of your Medicare, which the government's paying.
No, that is including that.
He pays more.
That is the $294 is taken out of my Medicare.
Right.
So I actually don't pay that technically.
Okay, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, you do. I know. That's why I'm saying I pay it. So $450, not plus Part B. It's $450 all in for every bit of coverage.
Like, how much does yours cost, Doc?
Mine's probably about $420 because the income difference is less. I don't make as much as Tom. But again, like I said, I was in
So some people pay, literally zero for that.
No, they all pay something.
They pay something
because they get a benefit.
It's means tested.
Some of them pay $90 a month.
Okay, whatever it is, it's all income.
But think about it, Mark. 22
But
days
not
in the hospital.
asset-based at all, right?
Mark, 22 days in the hospital, and I didn't pay anything.
No, you're gonna probably get something.
Just 6 months later.
Yeah, but what would he get? If you're on Medicare and he's got part whatever and part whatever.
And it's worked for you.
Well, all I know is I didn't get a bill for 22 days in the hospital. Not a penny.
No,
I wonder because of it's COVID though too. That's the other thing.
I don't know
Whatever
why.
it is.
I don't know why I didn't do Advantage. I don't know.
Were
why.
they coming after people for COVID bills or no?
Well, I don't know. What
think
is
they
it?
were.
I mean, what Advantage supposedly I wouldn't have the supplement or the drug. All I need is Advantage.
Right, but you do pay every time you go plus a 20% from there on.
But you can never change that either, can you?
If you're
Without
sick,
reapplying.
they don't have to take you once you get off Advantage.
Yeah.
Or if you don't apply for it the first time, you can't. The first time you apply for it, if you don't take it, you can never do it again.
They can't say no.
Right.
After that, then they can say yes, but they can also say no.
But you can always go back to Advantage.
Right.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I'm going to tell you about SaferNet.com. You know what? It would have saved millions of dollars to companies and municipalities all over the country with just this little app. You put it on your phone, you put it on your computer, put it on any device, a couple bucks for each device a month. That's all. In fact, you'll get 44 days free to try it out. SaferNet.com. Go there and download it. SaferNet.com. You'll get 44 days free if you put Tom in the promo code. And no malware will do you harm. No viruses, nothing. How's that? How's that? SaferNet.com. Now, let's talk about your problems, questions, and complaints. Karen has a problem. Karen, this sounds like a real problem. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. I'm hoping to get a solution here soon.
Yeah, it sounds like a real problem. Let's talk about it. What's going on?
So in March, I started hearing this weird noise coming from my backyard, and, I kind of ignored it for a few weeks, and then, it's on and off all day long, all night long, and finally kind of drove around to the house where it seems to be coming from, and it seems to be coming from a shed in the backyard that's got a camera attached to it.
So wait, whose shed? Not your shed?
No, a neighbor's shed.
Wait, so your neighbor is just running a generator?
Probably growing dope?
Sounds like a generator. It sounds like that's what's happening. Because of that camera thing, I was a little leery of addressing them personally, so I called in a noise complaint. And I called in a few of them, and finally a police officer called me back and said that they checked it out. They believe it's an either legal or illegal marijuana grow. They cannot address the homeowner. They had to write a report, send it to narcotics, and based on how busy they are, it can take months for them to address the issue.
Really? For an illegal marijuana grow, it'll take months?
Yep.
Yeah, but what I don't understand is how about for the noise ordinance? Regardless of what the reasoning is, can't they address that?
They told me they're not allowed to address it until the narcotics addresses the issue. That's what I've been told.
Okay, so right now, you have to put up with it.
Yep.
Seriously? That
They
doesn't...
said the only thing I can do is keep logging noise complaints like the squeaky wheel concept.
Little sand in there might stop that noise. But
Oh, man.
I wouldn't do that.
No, so listen.
Well, you know, the thing is,
Go ahead.
I work from home. I'm an engineer. My home office faces that direction. I can't work in my home office anymore. I have to put a desk in my master bedroom. Now my air conditioner broke. I can't open the windows. It is so loud. I have other neighbors who can't sleep at night because of this noise, and we're all just kind of stuck until...
What kind of area? Like how many, what's the acreage you have and they have?
It's small. I've got like a 6,000 square foot lot.
Oh, my God. And same with this?
Yep.
Gosh. So...
I'd go knock on the guy's door.
Have you? How noisy is it, Karen?
It's noisy. Like I said, I can't, even with the window closed, I can't concentrate in my home
Did you
office.
try? Okay, listen. Mark's seldom right, but have you tried talking to... I'm just kidding. Have you tried talking to him seriously and just say, hey?
Yeah.
Have you?
Well, I thought about that, but because there's drugs involved, I'm a little concerned
wait. You don't really know.
Well, the officer's the one that told her that.
Well, he said probably. Didn't he say probably?
Yep.
Have you ever seen the people?
So he doesn't know drugs are involved. Do you really believe there's drugs in there? I mean, you know, running that on a generator would be tremendously expensive. Is it literally going 24/7?
24/7.
I don't think it's drugs.
Well, let me take that back. Not completely 24/7, but on and off.
What else would it be, though?
I don't know.
The only other thing I could say is that they have solar, and this is to supplement their batteries, and so they're off the grid.
Well, that's easy. Is there solar panels?
Hold on. I'm hearing from someone with some contacts in the grow industry saying it's not grow season.
No,
is that right, Deputy Doc? I'm just kidding.
We're actually preparing for grow season. That's we're like
seriously,
ready
it's
for
not
it.
grow
It's not
season.
grow season yet. So
but if it's hydroponics, isn't grow season every day?
You know what? Hold on. I wanted to know this. Can you trick nature? No, I'm serious. Can you grow anytime? Obviously, right?
Of course.
I mean, you know, it doesn't know. The seed doesn't know what spring is.
Well, if they have enough kind of equipment to simulate the environment used for growing, then yeah. And that might cause that much noise. So, yeah, probably.
Lights and water.
Lights, water, fan, humidifiers.
You can turn lights on and off and simulate whatever daytime you want.
I think they grow it constantly. But anyhow,
Karen, do you want us,
it could be legal.
Listen, if we approach this guy, would he know it's coming from you if we didn't tell him?
I don't know.
Would you want us to? I don't want to get you in trouble.
Yeah, absolutely.
We would do that.
But I don't want to. I want to do it anonymously. I don't want to know.
No.
Are you in an HOA?
We won't even say a neighbor's complaining. We were just going to say, we hear that you are running your generator all the time, and we ought to tell you that the cops are investigating you for an illegal grow. Is that what's going on? No, I'm serious. What? Tell them we're news. Hey, listen, we have license to do that. We can go and ask people anything. When I say license, I mean we all. You know, we're working on a legit station here.
Well, we can say, hey, your neighbor Karen, who lives right over there.
Yeah, and yes, her name is Karen.
Hey, Karen, is this a rental house or do they own it?
I have no idea.
Because if this is a rental house, those owners would love to know this because they'd boot them out there in a heartbeat.
Hey, that's a good one.
All right, who wants to investigate this? Who would actually call this guy?
Where is it? Where is this place?
Where? Okay.
Not the address. Whereabouts?
Colorado Springs. Where in the Springs?
Briargate.
Briargate in the Springs.
This is perfect for Deputy Dan.
No, who would feel comfortable calling this?
She's an engineer. He's an engineer. It's perfect for Dan.
Why don't you grab the address? Why don't we pen a letter and literally mail it to him, and we could send it certified, or we could send it using a signature.
Yeah. We could have some fun with this.
You've been known to write a few things.
Do we have any Colorado Springs deputies?
No. Well, Mikey, but I'm not going to get him involved in this.
No, he'd probably go and smoke it. But so what we need. So Suze, what should we do?
I got no idea, Tom. We've never been successful with noise complaints.
Well, it's not really noise. This guy could be doing...
That's her issue.
Karen, you're afraid. Have you seen this guy? Does he look dangerous? I don't know what that means, but...
I haven't seen anybody.
Let's have FedEx or someone do our dirty work, and let's send them a letter.
Let's do that. Karen, hang on. Give us all the information and how we get in touch with you. I promise you, Karen, we won't even hint.
Yeah, we need your address, though.
We will not hint.
No. I'm sorry, their address.
We need their address. You need to help us out. And I promise you, we won't even hint it came from a neighbor.
I'll tell you who would be perfect for this, but he can't do it now, would be Clint. I can see Clint walking up to that house with an Amazon package and just getting this thing solved. I can.
Hey.
That would be great.
Let's see. We're going to figure it out. Hold on. We'll figure it out. If anyone has any ideas, give us a call. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right, so Silverleaf Mortgage for your reverse loans. You know, reverse loans can be a valuable tool when you are planning your retirement. You can get a lump sum. You can get a line of credit. You can get monthly payments. It pays off your first if you have one. And then you never make another payment. It's a way to get all the equity out of your house without paying not all, but the good borrowable part, without paying a dime in taxes. I'm serious. It's pretty cool. And that's silverleafmortgage.com, 720-REVERSE. They even have a nonprofit foundation for helping you get ready for a reverse loan with low interest or no interest loans or grants. silverleafmortgage.com, 720-REVERSE.
The only reason they use a generator in a grow is to hide all the electricity they're using.
Yeah, but, you know, Ant said something. Big deal if it's a grow these days. If they got 7 people living in the house, that's how many plants per?
Yeah, 6.
So that'd be 42 plants right there.
The police don't even care, though, do they?
They don't. Well, they say it's such a big deal.
They probably wouldn't care if there's a million fucking plants.
No, they don't. They said they'll go up.
You know what I like? I like someone who does what he says. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Free market valuations of your home, better than appraisers. What? I don't mean more accurate. I mean better, meaning an appraisal is an appraisal, but it doesn't tell you what it sells for. Frank Duran will give you his honest God opinion based on 26 years of what that house will sell for in this market. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. 920-1622. Are you ready to take down the name that I hope you never use? Joe Lazzara. Why do I say that? He's a criminal defense attorney. If you get a DUI, you'll need him, so I hope you don't. You might want to refer him to people. Don't ever shop under pressure. With Joe Lazzara, I've done the shopping for you. He's a trusted attorney that will defend you to the max and make sure your rights are preserved. Joe Lazzara. Call for free initial consultations and flat rate pricing, 303-429-6200, 429-6200. Find you on referralist.com.
10 to 1 is a house rental. Well, here's a question, Mark. How big can the shed be if she has such a small lot? Well, it's not a big shed, it's just a generator. No, but how many plants can you have? No, plants are inside the house. What's in the shed?
The generator.
Oh, only the generator's in the shed?
Right. We're assuming, yes.
Oh, I thought the generator. No. And the only reason they do this is I got that.
Yeah, but why would they hide it though?
Because he thinks they're being sneaky and stuff. That's the biggest thing.
But it's legal to grow.
No, I'll bet you they have hundreds of them.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Hello. The thing about it is, we can get the address, look it up, and see who owns it. I will bet you 10 to 1 it's a rental.
What's your neighborhood up the road from me from years back, Tom? So if you, instead of turning where you would turn on Parker Road to go left into my neighborhood, if you kept going about
Fox Glen,
so we looked at a house in there. What a weird place. And either kind of really big, nice stuff or super old shit.
Okay, well, no, how can there be old stuff? When I bought it, there were no houses.
Then it's not Fox Glen.
We had all new, I mean, obviously, well,
then it's not Fox Glen.
Well, when did I develop it, Mark? It might be, obviously, it was 30, it could be a 30, you're right, it could be a 30-year-old house, I guess.
when I developed it. I mean, I developed it years ago.
Isn't that weird? I didn't even look at it in those terms.
I had 35-acre lots. It was beautiful, gated.
Anyhow, yeah. We, in fact, definitely. So we went in there to look at it, and the biggest house happens to be almost as soon as you go in, up there. So we go look at the house, man. As soon as you open the door, nothing but dope, dude. Not literally, the smell everywhere. The pollen saturated into the fucking walls. I mean, it wasn't. Never would have bought it.
Yeah. Well, this house, when you pull it, the moisture is huge in there.
Yeah.
And the smell, I mean, basically, it's
probably moldy.
There is this perfect storm.
That's if it's hot, and if it's a rec house, they don't need electricity, right? I mean, they don't need lots of electricity.
No, because they cook, right? Probably just a hot plate. I don't know. I mean, Doc, when you cook meth, what do you use? A hot plate?
I have electric stoves. I guess she's running burns on the stove.
But I don't think that takes a lot.
I think it's funny how those guys blow themselves up.
Oh, I know. Well, dangerous.
He's got the most unbelievable solar shit I have ever heard.
I know. I told you, man.
I mean, it is some of the best shit I have ever heard.
I got that warranty, a 25-year fucking warranty.
No, this is fucking unbelievable what he has here.
IdealHomeLoans.com.
There's going to be a lot of those, 2 a day for a long time, man.
That's 867-7000. Or get started online. IdealHomeLoans.com.
Who's Genesis? His solar one?
I think so.
Fuck, I love it.
Really?
Yeah, it's a splash page. What do you think of his website? Go look at it, Tom. Did you look at it?
No, I will.
I love it. Let me see. I thought it looked fucking great. Genesis Solar Cia.
I am blown away by this shit.
I think it's perfect, man. I'm shocked you said that.
Is sponsored by your local Ford store.
Hot and sunny for your 30 looking at high today in the mid to upper 90s.
What do you mean that it was?
Didn't have all these when I
Sunshine
first
and a
looked at
breeze
it.
pickup by the afternoon. I'm Fox 31.
Well, then something's funky with that computer.
In America, the future belongs to
No, it was a few days ago.
Oh, well, I don't know. It just really went hot yesterday.
Oh, no.
Built for Austin, built for
Yeah.
America. Check out Ford's
I think it looks fucking great.
This was your local Ford store today.
I mean, it tells you everything you possibly would want to know on one page. It tells you exactly how. And then at the bottom, you just fill in the info.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Don't forget 303consumer.com. Download your digital copy of 303 Consumer, the magazine, and find deals. Also, don't forget referralist.com for your experts. We're an all-purpose radio show here. Now, we are going to do some investigating on that generator or whatever it is. Russ, what's going on? What's going on?
Hey, Tom.
Yes.
Long-time listener.
What's happening?
Hey, there's 13 of us in the family that are going to Cancun, Mexico, and 3 of the people in our group haven't received their passports yet.
Uh-oh.
And they did the expediting thing. They did the overnight, all that. And
How many did not go? I mean, did not get it?
Well, no, I mean 3.
3. What now? Wait, did you all apply for them at the same time, or did the rest of you already have them?
The rest of us we had.
Okay, so these are 3 applied for expedited and did not get them. When did they apply?
5 weeks ago.
I don't even know what you mean by that. Like right here in Denver at 225, there's an actual office. You can go down there and expedite them, and it takes 2 days. So when you say you expedited them, what does that mean?
Well, when you expedite it, they guarantee overnight shipment. And
Who though? No, wait a minute. They applied how long ago?
5 weeks ago.
Now, and what the guarantee was? Because as Mark said, when you go right to the one in town,
right,
you get them sent to you the next day or the 2 days later.
Or you go pick them up right there.
So I don't understand. Where did you apply for these? Did you go somewhere or was it online?
It was online, and what the deal is, we've gone to the office you're talking about, and they said that they couldn't take anything because they didn't have an appointment.
Well,
And
yeah,
then-
that's right.
I know, but okay. So where did you go online to find this place? I mean, it could be anyone promising this. Who did you go to online?
It was the government, our passport people. I don't know exactly.
But didn't they mail in the documents, Russ? Yeah, so you print everything out, you get all your documents together, you prove that you're traveling soon, you send your picture in, your fee, you send it all via mail, Tom. And if you prove that you're traveling sooner than later and pay the fee, they usually have it back to you pretty quick.
But it's been 5 weeks.
Yeah, you should have just went down to where you should have made an appointment down there.
I mean, now what do you do, though?
I'd go back
there. Will they talk to you?
They can't now.
No, will they talk to you? Where you applied for them, the 3? Will they talk to them?
Well, we're going back down tomorrow, and we're going back down Monday.
What do you mean down? You just told me you did it online. Where is the place online that you applied?
I don't know, sir. It's my son's.
All right, find out. I mean, obviously, is there a phone number for customer support?
Tom, it's a form on the U.S. state government, travel that you print out.
It's not an independent service.
No. Not that I've ever heard of.
I think they went to an independent service. That's my thought. Before we can help you, Russ, and we're willing to make some calls, and we've been able to move mountains. What I want to do is I need to know the exact website where he went to apply. That's the first thing we need. When is the date? Okay. When are you guys leaving?
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Oh my God.
I'd get back down to Parker Road and get figured it out.
Get an appointment at least and let's do parallel paths. I would definitely go and make an appointment and try to get that thing done.
Okay, and it's on Parker Road.
Do you know the exact
Parker? No, I'll look it up. Hold on.
We'll look it up.
You'll know when you're there, man. It's like Fort Knox.
You can't just show up there. You have to have an appointment now with COVID.
We're talking about making an appointment.
It's here you go, man. 877-487-2778. 877-487-2778.
Yeah, but you know what? I'll bet you they don't even have appointments available.
It's 3151 South Vaughn Way in Aurora.
They probably don't even have
He tried, and there's no appointments.
Yeah, he tried. There's no appointment.
Crap.
So we thought we'd go camp out and see if they can't slip us in on a cancellation or something.
Okay, I get what he's saying, Mark. He's saying he would go there, but there's no appointments, not even an appointment window open. You mean, now there's more than one expedited place. I went to one in Castle Rock.
Yeah.
This one's the actual, everything's going to end up in this one for Colorado, though. This thing's like Fort Knox, man.
A lot of post offices and whatnot help you with the, have the passport. They facilitate the expedition and all of that, Tom. I mean...
Yeah. But it takes a long time.
I've never heard of a third party doing it.
No.
Well, then I want to know the website he went to. I want to know the website he went to because I'm convinced that if there's an application in there and it's been in there for 5 weeks, we can find it and figure out what happened. So that's our next
But that's not going to help them by Tuesday.
Well, we don't know. For all we know, it's sitting there and they'll send it out. I don't know. Let's try. It's better than sitting on our asses. Willie, what's going on?
Hello.
What's going on, Willie?
Yeah, I've got my Super Duty Ford. I have it in the shop, and I took it in for an oil leak, and a small oil leak. They gave me a price over the phone what it would take to fix it. No problem. Took it in.
Where did you take it? Where did you take it?
It's called Performance Wise Diesel Repair.
Performance Wise. Okay.
And I have a buddy that suggested them and said they'd done great work, and it sounded all great. They've got a 5-star review online and what I seen. And, I went and picked up my truck, paid them the money, which was
how
more
much
than was quoted on the phone. It was $850.
What was wrong with it?
So it's the high-pressure oil pump, they call it the H-pump.
I got it, yeah,
and there was a leak on there, it's called a non-serviceable plug. And I just haven't had time because I normally do a lot of work myself, and I just didn't have time. So
so is it working? Was there a problem? What's going on?
I brought it home. I drove it home, parked it for a couple of days, didn't notice anything leaking. My son took it to go pick up a motor across out to Inglewood, and I live in Brighton. He sent me a picture, and there was a huge puddle of oil under the truck.
Uh-oh.
I said, well, bring it home. And so brought it home. I put a gallon of oil in it.
Oh, man.
And I called them and told them, and they said, okay, bring it back. I took it back to them. And it was, I got on top of the motor and seen what was leaking. It was a different, so they said they resealed the whole H-pop. You take it out, reseal it. There's
so hold on. It's leaking in a whole new area?
Yeah, yes. It's so there's, on the side, there are some fittings, and the H-pop itself is aluminum, and there's some fittings that go in the side, and they put new fittings on it. And you tighten them up in there, and then put the lines on.
All right, so what's the bottom line? Did you take it back? Are they fixing it?
Yes, I took it back. They were going to fix it. Well, then they called me and said, well, our technician said he doesn't feel comfortable putting the old lines on because they're those clip-on lines, that you have to have special tools like fuel pressure anyway, because they're under like 3,500 pounds of pressure.
Yeah.
So he said, well, the old lines are not, we won't guarantee there won't be a problem down the road if we don't put these new updated lines. And I was like, oh, man, okay. How much are they? Well, it's going to be like $450. And I said, well, the lines are only $2-something. So then he called me back. He said, okay, we're just going to do it because we're in there. We'll you buy the parts. And so I said, okay. Well, then he called later and said, look,
where are we going with it, man? Get to the end. How much did you pay and what's wrong?
Now my pump is ruined. They stripped the fittings going into the aluminum. They pulled the threads. And so they said, well, anyway, they want another $950.
No, wait, hold on. Willie, are you telling me, Willie, hold on. You're telling me when they were replacing the lines, they stripped where the fitting goes into the oil pump, the brand new oil pump.
Yes.
And they want you...
Brand new oil, no, hang on, Tom. It was not a brand new oil pump. It was my original oil pump that, just needed resealed. You put in new oil.
I got it.
So it wasn't a brand new pump. But
and there's no way they can Healy coil, or there's no way they can tap.
I don't know that, but they're wanting me to buy a new oil pump. I mean, I'm just screwed because my old oil pump, the only problem was it was leaking from one little spot.
Hold on a second, though. Are they saying, this happens sometimes, are they saying, hey, Willie, it's not our fault it's stripped out. It's anyone unscrewing that would have stripped it because it was weak or it was corroded or it was this or it was that. Are they saying it was unnatural for it to strip out? They did not do it.
Basically, because I just wanted to get some advice. Cause I have someone else that has worked on my trucks before. And I called him. Well, he was a month and a half out. So
here's what we need to know, Willie.
He's never done that. He's never stripped it. He sent me a thing.
I want to know under what conditions.
Do not over tighten, or you will strip it. And they must have over tightened it.
Well, that's possible.
When it went in.
It's possible they over stripped it. And now they want you to pay for it. I don't know. I don't know. I can't believe that they would admit that. Did they admit that? What? Listen, Willie, you obviously said, wait a minute, there was nothing wrong with my pump. Now I need a new one. Why did you strip it? Okay, did you ask him?
Yeah, I said, why do I got to pay for a new pump when you... Well, no, it's just these things happen. Well...
They do happen.
I'm sorry, but...
Yeah, they do happen, but is it negligence that they happen, or is it weakness of the pump or the threads? I don't know.
And I understand that. And my mechanic that normally works on it said he's never, ever stripped them because it's a known thing. You have to be careful. Now, okay, I'm sorry. And another thing he said is, well, some of our technicians won't even install or work on an old pump. We have to put a new pump on. Well,
who said that?
They never told me that to begin with. The guy that I talked to on the phone.
Hold on. When you talked to an independent, did you talk to an independent place that told you that?
No, hang on. The guy at Diesel Performance-wise said some of our technicians will not work on old pumps. They say we have to put new pumps on.
All right, hold on. Just hold on. Suze, can we get Jeff Vick on or Kevin Calkin? It doesn't matter. They'll know something. Tell them it's a diesel. I just want to ask him if that can happen without being negligent. Okay, that's pretty easy. Let's ask.
High pressure steel lines.
Are they?
Yeah, those are high pressure steel lines. Those lines are steel.
So what are you doing in there for Green Jeans?
Master. When they do it in between years?
Yes.
I was going to tell the story.
Oh man, fucking work. Aluminum sucks. What do you mean for stripping?
Yeah, I don't know if it's aluminum. I would have thought they would have been steel, but you're right and stuff. I mean, you don't have to really.
What's worse is pot metal. But aluminum, I use fucking torque, my electronic digital torque wrench on anything.
Do you really? I just.
I mean,
you're
no.
Well, you're got a plane.
I torque it, unless it's not.
Planes a little more.
He twerks.
You torque. Torques.
$1.8 billion startup, and you can help build it. Go to westerrcu.com.
There are so many issues that come up for estate planning. One that is particularly troubling is when you have one of the mates going into long-term care and they exhaust all of the family resources, all of them. So basically the other mate, they end up broke, living in poverty. That doesn't have to happen. Blake Harris can help you with that issue. He can help you with many issues. BlakeHarrisLaw.com. It's very important you have someone who is knowledgeable. And it's not just about after you pass, as you know. It's about protecting you while you're alive. He can do it all. You can ask your questions. 833-ASK-BLAKE. Just ask him. 833-ASK-BLAKE. Or you can go to his website, BlakeHarrisLaw.com. That's BlakeHarrisLaw.com.
You know, a leaky faucet, a clogged drain, these are issues that every homeowner is going to have to deal with at some point. You know, I hope you never hear these words, you need a new sewer line. And if you do hear those words, you need to call up Master Rooter for a second opinion. It's not going to cost you anything. In fact, they'll even put the camera down there, show you the video. They're going to let you know whether or not you actually need a sewer line. And here's the good news. A lot of times you don't. There are companies out there that tell you need a sewer line, hit you with $20,000, and it turns out you didn't. Master Rooter will be honest. I promise you that. The other thing is, if you actually do need a sewer line replacement, these guys can save you up to 50% from the other guys. In fact, other plumbing companies use them as subcontractors for their excavation work. They own an excavation company. Write this number down, 720-434-3406. Anything from leaky faucets, clogged drains, sewer line replacement, water lines, they do it all. 720-434-3406.
So, Granite Liquidators is a company that sells to the public, to you and me, at wholesale prices. The same prices contractors pay. What does that mean? That means if you have a project that's going to require granite or quartzite or, let's say, marble, anything in a slab, you can buy your stone first and then coordinate everything around it. And when you buy that slab, you're looking at the entire slab, not just a little sample. You can walk the entire yard at 5075 Tabor Street in Wheat Ridge. GraniteLiquidators.com. Go there and see what I mean. Now, when you walk the yard, you find the slab, they put your name on it, they hold it for you until your contractor is ready to pick it up. Isn't that great? So, whether you're doing it alone with friends or you're hiring a contractor, shop your stone first, wholesale prices to the public, GraniteLiquidators.com.
You know, they're saying this on that, the guy that needed a passport. and this is a good thing, go to a small town with like Black Hawk and stuff, and expedite what's going on. But by Tuesday, probably not.
I think he's too big for his britches right now.
Who's that?
Never mind.
Who?
No.
Who are you talking about?
Just don't you mind.
I won't mind.
Just 5 payments, 6 figures?
Let's do it.
But you got to put in 7 figures.
What are we waiting on? What the fuck are we waiting on, Jack?
Is that funny? Only 6 payments? How much are those guys? I talk to my show.
Why wouldn't they have fucking pictures of this?
There's got to be a mutual fund out of there that's as inflation proof as you can get.
What are you bitching about?
Putting your money into an account that's inflation proof or can rise inflation plus.
Hi, it's Mindy Call. Join my friend Aaron Bell and Brad Pollock for the Bell and Pollock Legal Show right here on KHOW.
I wonder what the first hour is on this.
It's about Colin Show to give Coloradans like you free legal advice on any topic you'd like to discuss with them.
If you live in Colorado, get your COVID vaccine or the Winston Comeback Cash. All eligible Coloradans get
Kevin Falcon. You got him going.
vaccine are automatically entered for a chance
Big
at
Kev.
$40 each week. Now until July 7th.
Boy, I hope Jeff Vick takes care of his car.
Oh, wouldn't that be cool if it was just that pump? Does he know yet?
No.
What's he going to do? Fix the pump and then just see if that fixes his slipping?
I don't know. Jeff's pretty smart. I'm sure he's not going to just throw shit at him.
Well, of course not. I'm shocked. Has he looked at it yet?
Yeah. He wanted to keep it a little longer. I was going to run him over there yesterday. I guess he wanted to keep it a little longer.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere where we are solving your problems. Kevin Calkin, I have a question for you, Kevin. Sheridan Auto Tech. So Willie had a problem with his Super Duty diesel, and it was an oil leak, and they needed to seal the oil pump. When they sealed the oil pump, somehow some of the high-pressure lines started leaking after that. In another place, so he had leaks in another area, and they recommended new lines. So he said, okay, let's do some new lines. So they put in some new lines, or they were going to, and now they said, wait a minute, your oil pump stripped, where the lines screw into the oil pump, and now you're going to have to buy a new oil pump. And he said, well, wait a minute, I had no problem with my oil pump. I want to know, can those pumps strip out the old ones? First, I want to ask Willie a question or two. Hold on. Willie, how old is the truck? What year is it?
It's an 01.
2000. So it's a 20-year-old truck, and how many miles?
It's got like 240.
Oh, God. 240.
That's not a lot on a diesel, though.
I'm not saying it's a lot. It's 240,000 miles, though. It's not chicken. It's not chicken feed. I mean, okay, so it's a 20-year-old truck with 240,000. Not a big whoop, but that's what it is. It's not like the oil pump was going to last forever, because the question is, even if they do owe you a pump, 100% owe you a pump, they don't owe you a new pump. I mean, you do see that, right, Willie?
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying they got to buy a brand new pump by any means, but I just, had they told me, I'm
asking, before you say that, Kevin, before you say that, Willie, I want to ask Kevin, before you say what you're going to say, I don't want to prejudice Kevin. Kevin, what I want to know, a 20-year-old truck, 240,000 miles diesel, and you have to work on the oil pump, How do you feel about working on old oil pumps? Is stripping a possibility?
It is a possibility. If it strips, I mean, that's when they should have told him. Is right when it happened, not as they were trying to do another repair.
No, that's when they did tell him. Hold on. They did tell him while they were doing the repair.
Okay. Well, that's just, it's kind of tough luck with 20-year-old trucks, yeah.
But what I'm asking you, Kevin, if you did you ever strip out an oil pump?
It happens, yeah. Sometimes somebody put a little tape or something on there to seal it. Yeah, and it's just nothing you can do about it.
Well, I'm asking you, though, is it the fault of the mechanic, or is it that it's old?
Not if it stripped when they were taking it apart. If they stripped it, putting it back together, that would be the only distinction.
Okay, so, Willie, was it stripped going back or taking out?
I don't know, but the first time they fixed it and I drove it home, I don't know what, they sent me home with it, and so I don't know. I don't know. I know that the person that normally works on my truck said he's never stripped one out because he knows not to be. You cannot over-tighten them. In the instructions of the fittings, it says do not over-tighten.
Well, I think that's pretty obvious.
They put new fittings on it, and so I'm, like I said, they said that some technicians won't even work on old pumps. Well, why didn't they tell me that in the first place? I called and they said, yes, we can reseal your H pump.
Okay, hold on. Hold on, we have a comment coming in. What do you have to say, Jason?
Hi, Tom. Yeah, I'm assuming it's a Ford 7.3 truck. I kind of caught it mid-conversation, but, the high-pressure pump on a Ford 7.3 diesel is aluminum, and the fittings that go into it are pipe thread, which means that they're tapered. And generally what happens is whenever you shove a tapered pipe thread into an aluminum housing, if you tighten it too tight, it just splits the aluminum. Because pipe threads are meant to go in and wedge in tighter and tighter and tighter as they thread in. So, just a similar thing. I replaced the high-pressure pump on my 7.3 truck, and that was all over the instructions of do not do this, do not do that, so on and so forth about those fittings. So, yeah, real particular, and generally you do it whenever you strip them out, whenever you put them back.
Do you think generally they're stripped out when you put them back? Do you think would you hold the mechanic responsible then?
100%, yeah, because you had an issue last week where Kimmer Transmission said you should have declared it in the warranty statement for the repair.
Jason, let me ask you something then. Jason, I want to ask you something quickly. If you had a pump that was 20 years old with 240,000 miles on it, how much pump do you have left?
Generally not a lot on the high pressure pumps.
All right. Okay. So the point I'm making is, let's say they're 100% responsible. What do they owe him on a $900 pump? That's the point. They may not owe him much of anything. Maybe $100 out of the $900. Maybe 10%? I don't know. That's what we have to determine.
Is this what?
No.
I thought it was a fuel pump. No, he said oil pump.
He said oil.
I missed that. But
one thing he said that I shouldn't say I don't agree with. That sounds far-fetched to me. 3,500 pounds? Does that sound a little weird? I mean, what do you mean? 3,500 pounds of fucking pressure? I don't know. I mean, 3,500. Think of that, Mark. 3,500 pounds.
Oh, it says here a range of 450 to 3,000.
Jesus, that is. I mean, I just think of that, and that.
That's a lot of fun.
Yeah. I just thought when he said that, I thought, what? Mark, he actually wrote a script.
What do you?
He wrote 2 scripts.
Who did?
Mark Shemansky.
Oh, okay. Well, he does. I'm sure he doesn't want them verbatim, if that's your question.
That's the point.
Does he have a 30 or a 60 or what?
Get found fast. Free analysis of your website. Why would you need an analysis? You're saying, I get hits. So what? You don't know if it could be performing better. Or maybe you're not getting enough hits. Here's the point. If you get hits, but they don't stay long enough to be viable visits, maybe it's disorganized or it doesn't load quickly. Maybe your search engines aren't finding it. Get Found Fast does a free analysis. Go there and find out more. GetFoundFast.com. So these 30-second scripts, obviously, I'll just go and look at them.
When are you leaving for California, Mark?
God, I wish I was leaving now, but one day.
Yeah, because you're gonna get your ass kicked. So are you going to drive the? You're gonna drive the RV back?
No, there's no way I'm driving it back that quick. Mark, if I like it and we come up with the price, then I got to figure out the title work with this guy because he doesn't have the fucking title.
So don't you got to go out, like it, price, and then inspection?
Well, I'll do that, but I got to. The first part is I don't know how the fuck I'm going to do the title. I don't know how to do it.
Well, what do you mean he doesn't have the title? If he's selling it.
Yeah, he's got a loan on it. He doesn't have the title. His credit union has.
Oh, so he's got to pay it off.
He doesn't have the money to pay it off.
Until you buy it from him.
Yeah, so it's complicated. I'm going to find. Yeah. I'll probably find an attorney out there that'll hold everything in escrow.
Right.
But it's still, no matter how I look at it, it's fucking risky. There's no proper way to fucking do it. I don't know how to do it.
How to do what, Mark?
How to buy a fucking RV when the guy's got a $300,000 loan on it. How do you fucking buy it?
Well, I did it. I bought one, and
Was it through a dealer?
I had a dealer handle it.
That's what I mean. I can't find a dealer. I can't find any dealer that'll touch it without me ending up paying fucking sales tax twice. So
why would you have to pay sales tax twice? You get a transport tag, and you have 30. They don't charge it where you are.
Okay, so how's the dealer get it, Tom? How did you do it? Tell me how you did it.
I went to an independent dealer.
Okay.
Who came? He visited. He came out. What he did was he took possession of it.
So he bought it from the guy.
Well, he did the transaction as an agent, and then he did the envelope draft of the title. He knew what to do. Listen, I paid sales tax, yes, all of that. No, I didn't pay sales tax because I had a transport tag. So they know you're going to pay sales tax where you register it.
Yeah.
As long as you're taking it out of state.
I have no idea how to fucking do it. I don't know how it's split.
Is there an RV dealer there?
I'm sure there is, but what are they going to do? They're going to what? They're going to have to buy it for him.
No, they technically don't, Mark.
And why would they do this?
They act as you pay them $500 or $300 or whatever. You pay them.
Well, I've asked 2 or 3 people. They go. I even asked Jim Janicelli, how would you do this with a fucking car or something? He goes, we can't do that. We would have to technically get it and get the title.
They do consignment all the time. They know what to do. I mean, if they don't, okay.
I'll check with RV dealers. I didn't think of that.
I really, truly had his name.
I'm just terrified. What do I do? I go, there's no way I'm going to wire $300,000.
Is it Texas?
No, it's in California.
Okay, that's bad.
So it's like, he owes $300, and then he'll get whatever over that I pay him. So, but if I pay it off, I can't get the title until the fucking bank releases the title to him. So if I pay it off directly with the credit union, now I risk I'm fucked because this guy never signs the title over to me, and he owns it free and clear.
You call the people that hold the title. I know how to. I've done this too.
Okay.
It's called an envelope draft. Here's what it is. You send in payment to them.
That's the one person I haven't talked to is a lender, the actual lender.
You talk to them. You tell them that you're going to be paying it off as part of the sale, but he's going to make extra money. Well, do they want to collect all of it and cut a check, or should you cut 2 checks?
So they act like the agent.
Hold on. But they get a bill of sale along with all of that. When they issue the title, they issue it to you.
Okay, if they would do that, that would work.
Does he have a title with a lien on it right now that
no,
he signs over?
It's like Colorado. They hold the title. The credit union, and then that's going to be the other thing. They're not going to hold it at some branch out there. It's going to be fucking wherever it's at.
But before you go, you really should contact lender. And really, this guy should be doing all this fucking legwork. He should be doing it.
Well, until I say this is the one I want, it doesn't fucking matter.
Okay. So who's the lender?
I have no idea.
I would contact the lender and say, what's the easiest way for me to make sure I pay you off and I get the title? What do you need from him? Let them tell you what they need.
That's what I'll do. I just don't know.
Hi, Tom Martino.
Your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right, so let's figure out what is Willie owed. Willie, you're owed something, let's say. And say to them, listen, man, you strip the pump. You should help but it's not going to be a lot. What you have to figure out, and I don't know the answer, what life was left. Now, I know people are going to say, oh, I had it for 10 years and never did a pump, but it doesn't matter. Pumps have a life. Everything has a life. Whatever the average life of this pump is, that's what, then you subtract what you have, and they took from you maybe a year, 2, 3, 4. You have to prorate the new pump because you are getting a new pump. It's that simple. So if it costs, with labor, if it costs $900, let's use $1,000.
But the labor shouldn't even. I mean, they already had the pump out, and I've already been charged for all the labor.
Well, if you truly, you're right. If you are being charged for the labor, you shouldn't pay for labor twice. But what I'm getting at is the part.
No, I understand.
Okay, you shouldn't even be charged for part of the labor, is what I'm saying. So even though you're charged for labor, you weren't charged for removing the pump. You shouldn't be charged for installing a new pump except the portion. If it's 10%, you should be charged for the new pump, 10% cost of the part and 10% of the installation. You understand? Or 20% or 30%. I don't know what the number is. They should be charged a certain percentage of it. Okay? You're going to end up paying the bulk of it, though, because the bulk of it has been used. You get it. So, but I don't know what that number is. You're going to have to do some research. Now, I hope they're willing to pay part of it.
And research, I mean, I understand what you're saying, Tom. I mean, I totally agree. Some of them go out at $150,000. I've got another 7.3 truck. It has $420,000. It's never had the H.
I understand that, but there's going to be.
I do. I understand too.
There's going to be a life cycle to it, and you can ask the manufacturer even, and you will get some kind of an estimate.
Okay.
Now we also have another comment. Hold on, Steve. You have a comment. Go ahead. What's your comment?
My comment on that oil pump. My 7.3 diesel, it has 615,000 miles, and it's the original pump. So how much lifetime does he have on that pump? I'm sure he has a lot.
Yeah, but Steve, you don't go by the most extreme example. You just don't do it, okay? You have to go by realistic numbers when it comes to betterment. You can't assume the best. You can't assume the worst. You have to go by an average. So I don't know what that number is. I just don't. I mean...
Those 7.3 diesels are the best motors
okay, Steve, but I doubt the average is 650,000 miles. That's all I'm saying, man. I'm going to have tons of people calling who have a lot of miles. There are going to be others who don't. So, what is realistic? No matter what, he's getting a brand new pump. So you're making my point. He's getting a pump that will last another 20 years. He doesn't deserve it because his original one wasn't going to last him another 20 years. The point is, there is a point at which you are bettered by a brand new pump. That's just the way the law works. That's the way depreciation works. That's the way betterment works. I don't make it up. It's all in court precedent for years and years and years and years and years. No one has ever paid 100% of a damage with a used part, ever. You just don't do it. So what you have to do is figure out what that is. I have a more important question, Willie. Are they willing to negotiate?
So far they haven't, but I wanted to call you and get,
Okay. So, here's what I'm asking. Ask them. Start at half and see if they'll pay for half. Start there. Then say, look, I know I'm getting a new pump. I didn't have a new pump, but certainly you've taken something from me. You should chip in. See where their head's at. I'm Tom Martino. Don't forget referralist.com for help, information, and referrals. Save all your problems for me.
Well,
hey, Doc.
I don't think people understand